like that. Woo!
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Show. My name is BJ Matthews, aka B Jizzle. Before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe all of our YouTube videos by hitting that notification bell, by subscribe button, as well as our Cash App. We have our Cash App $ BJ Matthews, and our actual PayPal. We have a PayPal now under my co-host Broderick Master. Y'all can see in the ticker at Broderick Masters, BRODERICK Masters, MASTE. PayPal, and I said we need to go ahead and branch out outside of Cash App and YouTube. So we got our PayPal. Y'all can send y'all love to that as well. We definitely appreciate the love, and also the likes. Continue to hit that like button when y'all come in here. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we got Tom Tim. Step your game up to the LA Lakers talk. Okay. Appreciate you coming in, brother. Appreciate you coming. Hit that like button. But we got another episode for y'all today. LA Clipper talk. As we do this after every single game. At first it was just every Saturday, but now we're doing it after every single game per request through my subscribers. This is not only a Clipper channel, but a basketball channel. We definitely have all teams are welcome, but we mainly talk about the Clippers with the lives. But we give a actual analysis. We don't really just have to, kowtow and just, support a certain team and be biased all the time. We like to give credence to what credence is due. My man Clips Kevy74, I can see by your text you're very excited. Good morning to you, my brother. Good morning to you. What's good, Dejan Mercies? Before we get started, man, I want y'all to take the time out to actually check out what I've just released the last few games. We had a few interviews I dropped this week. We had an interview with another fellow LA Clipper supporter, one of the big YouTubers on the YouTube platform for the Clippers, Mr. Darian Vaziri, one of my guys. He's a Clipper reporter. He came in on, I think, after the Laker game on Wednesday, and he sat down with us for about an hour. Definitely had a good time. If you guys have not seen that live, you go in our lives. You can check out that interview. He will be back again very soon. And also follow him on his YouTube page, which is Locked On Clippers. Darian Vaziri right there, y'all can see right there. Locked On Clippers. Go ahead and follow my guy and send your support to him as well, because he has very good information and he talks very, very detailed about the Clippers and as well as the NBA and different teams. Another person, Coach Chad Bell, the player development coach for the LA Clippers. I dropped 2 parts of that interview. I'll be dropping the last part today. The first part was just basically about how the Clippers are, the culture, how he got a part to be on the Clippers staff as a player development coach. He talked about his daily duties as a coach for that team, as well as the second part. We talked about each player in detail, how he would describe them, and what they mean to the Clippers. And this last part I will be dropping today. They'll be talking about Kawhi and Paul George, what it's like being around them. So make sure y'all tune into that interview as well. And the last part, of course, Kobe Bryant passed away 3 years ago on January 26th, and I dropped a short. You guys can look at the short of me talking to Metta World Peace. Now, me and Metta World Peace are cool. I met him about 3 years ago when I was playing, and this picture y'all see of me and him was actually the day before Kobe passed. So I have an interview I'll be dropping with him today. Later on, make sure y'all be on the lookout for that. And definitely just support, man. Like, share, and subscribe. Mingo Jester, what's up, man? He said, also, I saw that interview you had with Ron Artest. Very, very good stuff. My God, Mingo Jester, appreciate you, boy. Glad to see you collaborate. You're also a very good interview. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate y'all, man. Hit that like button. Get the people in here. Let's get it going. LA Clipper talk. Here we go. The Clippers on a 4-game winning streak right now. Okay, they are in a 4-game winning streak right now, and the teams they have beaten have been the Spurs, the Mavericks, the Lakers, and the Spurs again. Now, I had told y'all before this, little streak started that they need to go 4-0 or 5-0. They need to beat these teams convincingly, and they have done that. They've beaten the Spurs twice, and they've beaten the Mavericks in Dallas, and they beat the Lakers to continue that 3-0 stretch. that 3-0 stretch to basically continue that lead. So now here we go on this road trip we got coming up. Let me see if I can pull that up so y'all can see what right here. So y'all can see, as y'all can see, make sure y'all hit that like button. We got a 6-game road trip coming up with the Hawks, the Cavs, the Bulls, the Bucks, Knicks, and then the Nets is right under. Y'all can't see that one, but we had a 6-game road trip starting today in Atlanta. Now, of course, y'all know Atlanta beat us in LA a few weeks back, which was actually part of our 6-game losing streak. So we have to repay the favor this week, and I think we will be able to do that. And let's talk about the game against the Spurs, right? Automatically, I understood why we beat the Spurs the way we beat them. Now, of course, the Spurs are one of the worst teams in the NBA. Actually, if not the second worst team in the Western Conference, right in front of Houston. They're a rebuilding team. They're a young team. They're not looking to have any playoff aspirations. Greg Popovich just there really just to teach the young players, which I commend them for. But they're not. They don't really have no expectations. The Clippers, they beat the Spurs 100 to 138. Now, if you guys remember last week, they beat the Spurs by 5 points in San Antonio, 131 to 126, which was not not very impressive. I'm looking for a blowout like this. So basically what happened, what I saw automatically is they were locked in more on the defensive end and more alert on the defensive end, as well as they were hitting shots. But they were hitting shots because they were moving the ball and they were sharing the ball. I want to play a quick clip by head coach Ty Lue about why he feel like we've been on this little 4-game winning streak, and then we're gonna come back and finish our analysis. So here we go.
Really good from everywhere, corners, ball to break, mid range. Why do you think that is? Why do you think the team has gotten off to such a hot streak over this last week?
PG and Kawhi. I think just creating for other guys, and when they're on the floor, they cause so much attention, and it's getting guys open shots. Nico, Rocco, Marcus, Reggie, back to being able to catch and shoot, and so they've done a good job of just scoring the basketball, but also making the right play. And when we're getting into the paint, we're a totally different team, and when those two guys play, we're a totally different team, and so we understand that, and now the guys are getting easier shots. We're able to put 2 on the ball. We're able to get to the paint more. And so that's what's helped our offense out tremendously.
Ty, you mentioned trying to stay away from that 3-guard group, and I know you had also talked about having a plan in place for when Luke came back to help kind of stay away from that. With him in the starting group, I know obviously with Marcus out tonight, he was able to slide into that spot. But is this something that you guys can maybe experiment with going forward to try to stay away from that 3-guard group, or is this kind of just a one-time thing with Marcus being out?
Kind of a one-time thing right now.
And Coach, the zone defense, I noticed it in the Laker game a few days ago. You don't have Zubac playing the paint. You have him on the wing. That's not your traditional zone defense. What are you looking to get out of that, and why has it been so effective for you guys?
I can't tell you. but it's a good question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. And we got to continue to keep working on it. It's something that we have been walking through the last month and a half of practice. And so we got to get better with it, but I do like what it presents. I like, what we're trying to stay away from when we go zone. And so it's some things we got to clean up and keep getting better at, but I do like it. And you'll see more of it, going forward, but we still got some things we got to work out.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Ty.
Let's get ready for Hoop Jab.
All right, so y'all saw that little quick snippet of head coach Ty Lue basically explaining why he feel like there's been a 4-game winning streak. Now, he said a couple things I want to bring up. He said basically the additions to Kawhi and Paul George playing consistent has been the reason why we've been on a 4-game winning streak, which definitely really is the big reason, and it should be throughout the rest of the season, that we need them both on the court. We need both of our big guns on the court, Kawhi and PG. We need them to be actually playing games together and to be able to have an effect on the court. You saw him basically with the Mavericks, how Kawhi Leonard was just dominant against Luka Doncic. Him taking over towards the end of the game, and just him coming back to his regular self. Now, Kawhi, I think right now is I would say about 80% right now, 80%, based off of his scoring, his defensive play, how his three balls, went up over the last 13 games. I think he's at 45% from the 3-point line. His minutes have gone past 30 minutes, so he's no longer on a minutes restriction. He's still on the back-to-back restriction, but he is no longer on a minutes restriction, which I think just is a testimony that basically you have to let these guys play to get an actual rhythm to get back on the court. And that's what we see with Kawhi Leonard, why he's playing well. And the more you play, the more your game's going to go up and your percentages as well, if you're a great player, which we all know Kawhi is. But I automatically knew when they played the Spurs, it's not much to really evaluate other than they were more alert on defense, and their offense was just clicking. If you look at the Spurs right here, I know y'all don't know a lot of people on the Spurs team, but there are a couple of key players that were missing. Trenton Vessel, which I think is probably their best player outside of, Keon Johnson. But that other dude with the colored hair, Jokan, he played in the first game as well. So he was one of their energizers. So they had a bunch of players that really did not have any that didn't play. Josh Richardson didn't play. So that mixed in with the Clippers just being more alert on defense and hitting shots is why they just blew them out by the second quarter. I mean, that's just really much the bottom line. It's not really to, continuously evaluate. You look at the Clippers box score right there. PG had 35, Kawhi had 27, Norman Powell had 15, Covington had 13, which I'm actually excited more to see Robert Covington play more. Reggie had 12. The guys just spread the points around. They just dominated the opposition. That's pretty much what happened. Now, what's going to be the question is how are they going to carry on to the 5-game road trip? That's what I really want to see. If they carry this mindset in the 5-game road trip that we got coming up with teams like the Bucks, the Bulls, the Nets, the Knicks, who are all solid teams, then I can say, okay, well, then we're talking. Because all those teams that we just faced were losing teams. Yo, Africa was good, my guy. 1-1, 1-1. Make sure y'all keep hitting that like button while I come in here, man. Hit that like button. But Ty Lue said something very interesting as well, and you guys understand I have been hard on Ty Lue over the last month. I have been hard on him. I did say, he was messing a lot of these rotations and lineups, which was true. He was playing bad rotations, bad lineups, allowing people to get, scapegoated, and it was costing our team. Now, whether that was because he was trying things out or not is beyond me, but I could see automatically what he was doing, what was working, and what he had to do to change what was going on to basically have success. Now, he talked about how Kawhi and PG brings an impact to the team because now defenses have to, focus on them, and they can get guys to get shots, guys like Luke Kennard, guys like Nicholas Batum, who's finally starting to hit some shots. Marcus Morris, who's been out the last few games, but, him. And these guys are able to space the floor. Like, if you look at our offensive rating, the last 3 games we're second in the league in field goals, second in the league in 3-point, and second in the league in free throws. So those offensive stats right there actually help out our team and our momentum because we're actually making shots. I told y'all the biggest thing with our team is basically our offense. We're not scoring the ball enough. We're not being able to hit shots. That's what's killing us. And then it affects our defensive play because if you're missing shots, it drains your energy on the defensive end. But when you start making shots and you start, getting transition, then you pick up your energy on defense, right? But that's beyond the point. Ty Lue came out and said the 3-guard lineup, what he decided to do was split up those wings and put some of those guards in the first and second group. Y'all notice when we played the Spurs, he started Luke Kennard. He didn't start Nicholas Batum. Marcus Morris was out. So he started a guy in Luke Kennard to be with Kawhi, PG, Zoo, and Terrence Mann, right? Now, y'all remember Luke Kennard was part of that 3-guard lineup that was getting torched, right? People were complaining about Luke Kennard and Reggie Jackson and John Wall. all three guys were to get into the game together, and I automatically knew that was a recipe for disaster. See, people just want to focus on the fact that they're bad defenders and all this stuff, which really, John Wall has always been a solid two-way defender. I don't know where this is coming from. He's just a bad defender. But if you surround him with other guys who can't defend, it's going to make him look or make them look like they're bad defenders. Even Reggie last night, or Reggie against the Spurs, was showing defensive energy, right? All defense really is, you guys, is just basically heart and focus and heart and focus, really. You have to have the heart to play defense and want to stop somebody. There has to be something inside of you to do it. And you have to have the focus to actually know where to be at in positioning. It's not really something where you have to have all this talent to play defense. It doesn't take really no talent. It's effort, it's heart, it's focus. That's all it really is. And if you have guys who match that same mindset, then you're going to have a successful team defense. But what I saw Ty Lue doing was surrounding guys who were not just their personnel, three-guard lineups was just not able to sustain the momentum. Luke Kennard can be an okay defender where he's not taken advantage of. But if you put him with other guards, are just smaller than the opposition, then it's going to look bad. So my solution was basically split up Reggie Jackson, Luke Kennard, and John Wall. Only have two guards in at one time. Two of those guards in at one time. You can't have all three. And it worked against the Spurs. You saw Reggie Jackson giving effort on defense. Luke Kennard did not play much, but you saw he wasn't getting, taking advantage of. Now you can say because it was against the Spurs, but I'm telling y'all, that's our best chance of winning by actually spreading around and actually splitting up these three-guard lineups. And then I also saw he staggered Kawhi and Paul George minutes. Now, I figured it out what he's trying to do now. Basically, and I got to give Ty Lue credit for this, they've allowed Kawhi to play more games, but what they're doing is they're actually doing it smart. They're letting him play the full first quarter. Kawhi play the full first quarter. Let him get all his momentum done because he hasn't played in over a year. So his legs are fresh. Let him play the first quarter. And then put him on the bench at the start of the second and let Paul George come in. And I had said that during the season that we need to have one of those guys in at all times. And then the fourth quarter, then you can have both of them in. But the first two and a half quarters, you need to have them guys split up so they can keep the momentum going. So now when Kawhi's on the bench, here comes Paul George with Norman Powell, who can continue the offense. So a lot of this stuff is strategic, man. It's not really just about, let me just trade this player here, trade this player here. It's really just strategic. You know what I'm saying? Because we had people saying the beginning of the year, we're the deepest roster in the team. Remember, people were saying that. Now it's, we got to trade this piece. We got to trade this piece. I'm like, well, what was all that talk this summer? What was all that? We got the deepest roster from 1 to 12. We got the best roster money can buy. Steve Ballmer's the richest owner. Like, what happened to all that talk? Why do we have to trade all these pieces? All I said we have to do is put the right pieces in there. Y'all remember I said that we have to put the right rotations in there. What happens? He starts playing Robert Covington minutes. Have y'all noticed he started to play Robert Covington 20, 25 minutes a game now? And you see his impact on defense. Not a guy that needs a lot of shots, but he's good with positioning. He's a smart IQ player. What did I say about Terrence Mann? I said Terrence Mann, he should be playing more minutes. Now, you guys know how I feel about the starting position. He shouldn't be starting, but he should get more minutes. He should be averaging between 25 and 30 minutes a game. Or, yeah, about 25 minutes a game, 25 to 30 minutes. But those two factors change. Kawhi and PG playing more games together. You just see more of a difference. Now, again, these are against weaker teams, but we need to see what it's like against the real teams. But I like what Ty Lue has done over the last, few games. I think it started more so with the Dallas game, allowing Kawhi to play, allow him to, finish the game, allowing him to, not have his minutes, taken away. Right? I'm gonna let y'all in a few minutes. Make sure y'all hit that like button. I'm gonna let y'all in a few minutes. And also, you know what I'm saying, the Cash App right there, $ BJ Matthews, the PayPal at Broderick Masters. I will put that link inside the pinned comments, or y'all can just go ahead and go into your Cash App or your PayPal and do your thing right now. Y'all see the usernames right there, so y'all can do y'all thing. But I want to discuss something also with these trade discussions. I know we talked about this the other day, but there's been some more information that has been put out. I've been seeing all these different trade scenarios that can possibly happen. And it's at a point where I'm even asking myself, like, okay, what's going to happen at the trade deadline? I'm looking at there is some differences between the front office and Coach Ty Lue. I'm starting to see that, like, there's people on the front office who feel certain players should be playing more starting. There's Coach Ty Lue who has his agenda, who he feels should be playing and starting. Based off of what I've been hearing about who's on the trading block, I see there's a difference of interest. You know, we talked about this the other day. There's 3 players who are on the trading block right now, as Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson's on the trading block. You guys understand Reggie Jackson, you know, was our starting point guard last year, and he was somebody that, you know, carried the load, and he became a fan favorite, Reggie Jackson. But he has not been very good this season. He's been better off the bench. He's went from averaging 5.5 points as a starter, you know, 5.5 points the first 4 games off the bench to now the last 4 games he's been averaging 14.4. Okay, so he's been settling in, and he's been getting, you know, more of his time, especially with John Wall out. But he's on the trading block nonetheless. He hasn't been playing as well we thought he would. And then you got John Wall who's on the trading block right now, according to Shams Karina, who's an NBA insider. Now, they haven't really been, outside of him, there's not really been no big reports about him getting traded. That's the only person that was the main person that reported it, that the Clippers they're open to trading options for John Wall. But as I told y'all the other day, they don't really want to trade anybody. They want to see how this team looks with their, you know, full unit, which I agree. I feel like all that talk we had this season, the beginning of the season, that players need to, you know, we have the best roster in the league. Why are we so quick to let players go for no reason? If the only thing I feel like we really need, if we have to make any moves, is a backup big. That's the only That's the only thing. That's the main thing right now. We need is a backup big, if anything. And I don't think even that. If we just play more together as a unit and use our 3D wings like Batum and Robert Covington, is not really required. We need even a backup wing because we got so many, or backup center because we have so many 3D wings who are 6'8", 6'9". This league that we're in, as I told y'all before, is not a big man league, right? So we're not in that era where we need to have like 2 6'10", 7-footers on the court. I mean, look at the Minnesota Timberwolves right now. They got Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns, who's out, but you guys see they're struggling right now. D Nice, what's good with y'all? What's good with you, man? Clippers gonna beat the Hawks. Yeah, I think we'll beat them today. I think we'll repay them from a couple weeks ago. What's good, Mike? Salute, brother. Make sure y'all hit that like button. But back to what I was saying. We don't. How can I put it? We don't really need anything much more than what I just said. Just a backup center. We don't need another PG, really, in my opinion. We don't really need another point guard when we haven't really had a chance to see John Wall play with this starting group. I get Terrence Mann. I get Reggie Jackson. I mean, you know, Terrence Mann, to me, he's a glue guy. He's a spot guy. He's not a starter, but he does make a lot of good reads. I think Terrence Mann is a great piece to this team, and they're not looking to trade him, by the way. They're looking to, you know, allow him to continuously play. Reggie Jackson, I can see them saying basically a little bit iffy about him because he is getting older in age and he hasn't been that great this season. Has he digressed? But Outside of that, I mean, what is it that we really need to, panic on and just like start trading people? But of course, that's what we've been hearing over the last week. The Clippers are looking to possibly get Fred VanVleet or Kyle Lowry on this team. I saw this first on Instagram a few days ago that they're looking to possibly get a reunion with that Raptors team with Kawhi, Norman Powell, and either Kyle Lowry or Fred VanVleet. Right? What's good with you, man? What's good with you, Little Rock? Yep, yes. Hey, got times, BJ. Yes, sir. Good kid. Got to keep going, my man. Appreciate you. Can't wait for the next 3 to 4 games to show our stuff on the road, bringing whoever. Yeah, we got to basically show our stuff on the road. Oh yeah, Shab 9000. The PayPal is right here, man. If you want to, I know you're asking for it. You can just send it there. But they're looking to trade for possibly Fred VanVleet and Kyle Lowry. Now, me personally, I don't know why they would trade for Kyle Lowry, because basically what he is just another undersized guard, which we've been having trouble with these little small lineups. Now, he's a tough-nosed defender, Kyle Lowry, but he's not a guy that you look to just be a stopper. He'd be another undersized guard. And then you got Fred VanVleet, who is a nice pickup, very nice pickup, but he's undersized. I think he's 6 feet, but the thing about him, he can shoot and he can play with Kawhi. He's a pretty, he's a pretty solid point guard, right? So I can see why the Clippers would look after him, but even then, we don't really need him. We don't need no other additional pieces. I mean, we had a high enough depth as it is, so if we're looking to get one of those guys, we're going to be probably giving up about 2 or 3 guys on our team. And I've been hearing guys like Amir Coffey. I've been hearing Brandon Boston. I've been hearing Marcus Morris, right? I've been hearing Reggie Jackson. I've been hearing those type of players to get for Fred VanVleet. You know, same with Mike Conley. I've been hearing the same players for him, which I don't think Mike Conley is the answer either. Like, what do we need him for? I mean, you say because he can, spread the offense, shoot the three, and all this stuff. I said, listen, we have enough players who can shoot. We don't need our point guard to be such a great shooter. As long as he's somebody that can score, in spots. I mean, we don't need a guy who just basically can just launch threes. And who was undersized. And who was injury prone, who was older at 35. Right? But let me go ahead and let y'all in the, I got some time before I have to, head out in about another hour or so. Let me hear from y'all what y'all feel about the Clippers winning streak, as well as what do y'all feel about these adjustments that Ty Lue has made and the trade scenarios. All right. So yeah, man. He said give Wall the same minutes as Conley. The stats. Yeah, man. I mean, that's just what it is. It's just basically what we've been saying the whole time. Like, he's just not. Yeah, if not better, he's a better player. He's a better player than Mike Conley. Now, people want to try to change it now. Okay, who's the better fit? Look, if you're a great player, you can pretty much fit with every system that you have. If you're a great player, if you're a player that has been an all-star for multiple years, who's had his own team, yeah, it's an adjustment to adjust. But if you're a great player, you can definitely, adjust to what's going on. So if we have the situation with Mike Conley, I don't know how much he moves the needle. I don't think that we really even need Mike Conley back on the team. I just think that we need to play better. I think that we need to be able to have more guys to play together. And you guys can see right now, we're actually doing the little things, and we're actually being able to move the ball and score, which is why we're actually getting these wins. And we have like a favorable schedule. Now we'll see what happens with the rest of the games coming up. But other than that, yeah. What's good, show?
What up, BJ?
Shit, man.
BJ, I heard you skip over a couple things now. I'm listening to you. So hold up now. You ain't mentioned a couple things.
What I miss?
Got to get Reggie Jackson. He put together 4 good games in a row. You got to mention that. And another thing, they mentioned that trade John Wall more than Reggie. I don't know if you see that or not. I know you saw the reports. Don't skip over it, because I told you last week when we talked about it. And then, did you see what they see? I know you saw what they said about Terrence Mann starting. Don't skip over that either.
No, I mentioned that the other day. You weren't here. I said they were putting Terrence Mann as a future starter. I said I didn't buy it, but I did mention a couple days ago.
Hey, look, I support them trading John Wall. I want him on the team, but once I realized this whole thing, we need a starting point guard, this, that, and the third to run the offense. As you can see, BJ, who I've been saying is really the playmakers of the team. You've been seeing it. I don't have to say nothing. You know basketball, BJ.
It's been Paul George and Kawhi, but look at this is the reason why it's a difference between playmaking and being a point guard. Paul George, yeah, he can play make, but he ain't no PG. You see how many turnovers he's averaging. I don't want Paul George running the offense. And then we looking at these games that we playing against cupcake teams right now. We're not playing against no real dog teams. We played against the Lakers and we played the Spurs twice, and then the Mavericks. All those were favorable games. That's why I say, yeah, it's been good to watch, but let's see this against these real actual powerhouses in the East. If they do that against these teams, okay, I'll be like, we got something. But I've seen PGB, the point guard. He's turnover prone. He leads this team in turnovers. Yo. Showtime.
How long, BJ?
All right. Show say, I guess he's coming back. Yeah, I need to see it against better teams, and I just mentioned it before the video. So I said I put that video. I say Ty Lue basically said Kawhi and PG are the difference makers because they open opportunities up. But that's in the half court. That's not something that you can say can be like in transition. It's a difference between doing it in the half court and doing it in full court nonstop. I don't think that Paul George needs to be handling the ball the primary points of the time. Now, I'm going to let y'all decide. Do you guys want Paul George being our point guard full time? I prefer them, Kawhi and PG, to be two-way beast than be our point guard. Why? Because these guys are going to get tired. These guys are going to get ran out against better teams and better competition. What's good, Smooth? What's good? I don't think Eric fits. You think Shaq would fit on the Warriors? Okay, you got a point, Bubba. Yeah, you're right. I'm not saying. Okay, let me put it like this. I'm saying if you actually give a player the opportunity to figure it out, more times than not, they'll figure it out. You saw with Kawhi Leonard, his percentages were terrible at the beginning of the season. This is why I also wanted to tell Show. While I look at percentages, we want to say John Wall's percentage is at 40%. Could it be because he's not playing enough time and he's not getting enough time to get no real swing of things? Because that matters. If you have a team that you're actually trying to get fitted with, and you're not getting the opportunities, it can mess up your flow. It can mess up your offense because you're trying to rush to get something to happen. Kawhi was shooting, I think, at 13, 17% beginning of the year because he was getting low minutes. But as he still played more and more, he started playing more minutes. Y'all see his percentages have gone up. These players are used to getting 30, 35 minutes a game. So when you cut it to like 20, 22 minutes, of course your you're not going to be the best version. It's going to be a process of you coming back. Salute BG. I agree. Is very to run the PG. Yeah, I don't want PG being my point guard. Playoffs is more of a half court game though. See, and that's why I also wanted to say the show. John has been shooting the last 10 games. He's been shooting around 38-40% from the three. Now I know it's not the entire season, but the part of the last 10 games, he's been shooting around 38-40% from the three. And I mentioned that to y'all a few weeks ago that is he an excellent shooter? No, but he is a spot shooter. He is a guy he's a streaky shooter, can hit shots, throughout the game to the point where he's going to make some, he's going to miss some. There's going to be games where I've seen where he's 2 of 3. There's games I've seen he's 1 of 4. I've seen games where he's 3 of 5. I've seen games where he's 2 of 6. I've seen them pretty much be at every percentage, right? But he's not no Ben Simmons. He's not no Rajon Rondo. You just leave him all day, he's going to miss. Like, that's not John Wall. It's not his game. Shaft 9000 said, whereas the move is, we try to get Hartenstein back from the Knicks before we get another point guard. See, yeah, and that's fine. I mean, if you want another center, I can deal with that. We got to figure out what we're going to do with Moses Brown and Moses Diabate. We got to figure out what we're going to do. We got to figure out what we're going to do with those two. Because trade deadline's coming up, and I don't think that, we have to make a decision. Also, I wanted to bring this up before Showtime. Levy said we're trying to trade John Wall with Reggie Jackson. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing Reggie Jackson getting a lot of people asking for his trade, Marcus Morris and John Wall. I've seen people asking if they think Luke Kennard. I don't think that the Clippers will do it, but nobody's really safe. Nobody really knows who's the main guys getting traded. I mean, according to what I just showed y'all, this right here, they said team sources who were granted anomalies so they could speak freely told The Athletic, which I got this information from, that the front office prefer not to make a move. So they're not looking to make any real moves. They prefer not to. But if they have to, it's going to basically be coming down to a package deal. They prefer to keep this roster how it is and let them just figure it out and play. He said Little Rock. He said definitely another big. Yeah, but the only reason I'll say get a big is for the Nuggets. Like I said, the Nuggets are the only team that gives us real issues. If the Nuggets didn't exist in the Western Conference, I would say we good with where we're at. But because we got to deal with Jokic in the West, that's why that people are saying get another big. Right? Salute John Wall, gotta go. That's it. No one else. Salute Crooktown. I disagree, but man, I hear you though. I definitely understand. Look, like I said, man, everyone has what they feel their opinion is on who should go, who should stay, who should be like this, that, and the other. Everybody has their opinion. And I feel like John Wall, if we're talking about moving him, then how much has he been part of the problem? What percentage do we give John Wall while our losing streak was going on for 6 games? What was why we got into the slow start? What's the reason? Is how much percentage does he hold? Because if you're telling me he holds like 25 or 20% or 15, 20%, I need to know like why y'all so quick to just get rid of him. What's good, Bruce?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm good, brother. How about yourself?
I'm all right. I'm good.
Yeah, what you got, man? What you got?
I just got in. I didn't even know you were on because I was, Saturday is my church day. So, what's the topic? I'm sorry.
The Clippers' last 4 games. And also what we got looking forward to on this road trip. How do you feel like we performed the last 4 games, this, that, and the other?
I mean, Clippers just won games that they were supposed to win. So that was good cardio, and they were supposed to beat those teams. I mean, if they lost, that would be more alarming to me. So they beating teams they're supposed to beat. That's good. And Kawhi and Paul George are playing more with each other. So that's more rhythm between with with those two. And I'm glad to see Kennard is back, and he had a chance to play with those guys. I saw Lou said that um, Kennard. They were asking him is Kennard is gonna be starting, and he
Mm-hmm.
said no, that's a one game thing. And we were talking about I don't know a few stream ago. What do I think? I think you asked me what do I think about Kawhi as a power forward. So that was a good game to see that. So when you play teams like the Warriors, I think Kennard could start
Mm.
because Poole is the starter now with the Warriors, and a lot of teams they just get rid of the center. They just play small ball. So I think that's a good starting lineup for against some teams, in my opinion.
Yeah, we have the depth to start whatever starting lineup we need to start. I mean, it's not gonna be something where okay, this gonna be the set start lineup every time. There's gonna be games where we can actually kind of play with it, but you got to know what mixes you putting in there. Like a team, like you said, the Warriors, who are outside 3-point shooting team, you start Kennard to match it because to beat the Warriors, you got to be able to score with them. That's the way to beat them. Is you got to be able to keep up with their scoring while also, playing solid defense and dominating on the other side. But how you feel about this road trip coming up?
I would love if Kawhi and Paul George play back to back against the Hawks and the Cavaliers. I mean, if please don't drop. They have a chance to be the 3 seed. I still believe that they have a chance to be the 3 seed. Um, because Memphis is. I'm sorry. I said it since the beginning of the season. Memphis is not that good. Not. I think they're worse this year than last year, and we noticed that with the last 5 straight games they lost, especially when Ja said we good in the West. And I don't think the Kings are. I mean, I think the Kings gonna be. They don't have experience playing in the playoff. So, and I think they're
Mhm.
gonna sputter at the end. So, I think the Clippers have a chance to be the 3 seed. See if they play the Hawks, they're supposed to win. They're supposed to have some kind of revenge against the Hawks because we gave that game away.
Mhm.
And I think the Cavaliers are struggling right now. I think Donovan Mitchell is hurt. I think he's hurt. I think his groin is bothering him. So we can win those 2 games, I believe.
Mhm.
And if we go onto All-Star break with a winning streak, that will be good, man.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't heard who's playing tonight or who's playing if they're playing back to backs. I doubt it. Because I missed this. They got 3 more back to backs. So they got this one. They got 2 more, and for the rest of the season.
I mean,
But
they should beat the Bulls. They should beat the Cavaliers if they all play. They should be the Hawks. The game that would be impressive if they win would be against the Bucks on Thursday.
yeah, and that's a televised game. I think that's on TNT.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with y'all. Hey, man, continue to hit that like button. We got 16 people here. Y'all hit that like button. Um, and also we got the Knicks, man. We got the Knicks and the Nets. I would like to see how he matches up with Kevin Durant, Kawhi, and the Knicks have been playing solid basketball too. as of late. So these are a good stretch of games to really see where we're at. Um, if Kawhi and PG don't play back to backs, or Kawhi don't play back to backs, then save him for the Cleveland game tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, so if Kawhi plays and PG doesn't play against the Hawks, so PG is gonna play against the Cavaliers. If that's if they, I don't want both of them not to play back to back. Just play one. If you don't want all of them. If they don't want back to back, just play one at the beginning of the back to back and the other at the end of the back to back.
No, I was saying if you're gonna split the back to back, let PG play against the Hawks and let Kawhi play against the Cavs because the Cavs are a tougher team.
Mm.
So I would put PG against the. But my thing is, what are they still holding off? Like, what are they so? Oh my God, I just don't understand. What is the point? Like continuously doing this? Just
I
don't
think I
understand.
think it's the medical staff that's doing it because there's a unquote science now that back to backs do not help players.
Mm, I gotta see that because what I see, the more you play, the more you play, the better you are, um, and you're more accustomed to actually being out there on the court.
I mean, I'm looking at the schedule of the Clippers going into February. The only team I respect is the Bucks. Because I think you playing the Bucks twice. We're playing the Bucks twice. The Warriors, you should beat the Warriors, but we cannot underestimate them big because they're starting better, playing better. Um, Phoenix Sun, you're supposed to beat Phoenix, Sacramento, and Denver on the 26th of February. You should beat Denver at least once, man. So I mean, the schedule is easy to me. If the Clippers play to their potential, they should be they should be winning all of those games.
Yeah, if the Nets can give you 12 game winning streak. I mean, the Clippers. I mean, the championship seems to be able to do the same thing. Yo, Africa was good, baby. 1-1, 1-1.
Wagwan brothers, Wagwan brothers. Yes, man. How
Man,
things change so quickly, my brothers. Very quickly, you know.
man, fuck y'all
Just
Bruce,
like
niggas.
your
brother.
name, just like your
You,
name.
yeah.
What you got,
Bruce,
bro? Lil Iron.
it's it's
Salute
interesting
BJ,
how
Bruce, and Young Africa Kevin, man.
what up, Herm? You know what time it is, Herm. I be saying the facts, but hold on, Herm. Let me get my shit on. You about to get your time, Herm. Bruce, you was very down last week. You was very disappointed in your Clippers. You was very
It's not Valentine's
uh,
Day, man. Speak normally.
unhopeful about the Clippers, huh? It's not what? It's not what?
It's not Valentine's Day, man. You can speak normal. You don't have to speak.
I'ma speak it. I'ma
Hey,
speak
but
it
Young
how I
Africa,
speak it.
but the nigga that
See
been
when I
right
get
about
cooking,
the
BJ.
hey Young
But brothers
Africa,
don't like
hey
when I
hey
get cooking,
hey
BJ.
now Young Africa, I just gotta
Mhm.
interrupt you right quick before you
Mm.
get back to cooking. The nigga that been right about the Clippers the whole time has been Hearn. That's the nigga that been right about this whole goddamn ordeal. I've been telling motherfucker how it was gonna go, and I said the Clippers gonna end up being a fourth or fifth seed because it's gonna take them a while to get shit together. It's gonna take for Ty Lue. It was gonna take Ty Lue a while to get his shit together. He finally coming around, so you go see a different Clippers. I've been
Okay.
telling y'all motherfuckers this for day one. You ain't saying nothing new, but go ahead, you have. Get your shit out.
Yeah, okay. Thanks for interrupting me, Herm. Just to let Herm know that Herm was right. Herm's biggest hype man is named Herm. We know that. It's all good, Herm. Thank you. And so, Bruce, you was hyping it up, right? And talking about Ty Lue, talking about the load management, talking about a lot of things, right? And then I just hear you today after cooking the Spurs, right? After beating these below 500 teams that BJ said. Now it's in February. The only team that I fear is the Milwaukee Bucks. Talking about we should beat Sacramento. We should even beat the Denver Nuggets. how things change. It's amazing how things so quickly change, Bruce. But it's all good. At the end of the day, y'all do look better. Kawhi, he looked better. He look like, dare I say, a top 10, possibly even a top 5 player when you talk about the level of play and the dominance on both ends of the court. And your whole offense that I've been cooking y'all about this whole season, it looks transformed when Kawhi's out there. And it's the calm of Kawhi. It's the cool of Kawhi. When Kawhi's on the court, everybody seems to take upon his persona and play a little cooler, play a little more relaxed, calmer. He does make the right basketball play. He doesn't over dribble. And I even saw Kawhi getting in his bag, going between the legs, saucing niggas up, feeling more confident. He looks like he's got more bounce. He looks like he's getting healthier. And Paul George getting the ball in his hands, initiating the offense, bringing the ball up. And even though y'all still are a slower paced team, y'all executing much on a higher level when it comes to the offensive and Zubac pick and roll. I saw one play with Zubac pick and roll with Paul George. He comes down here. Nice scoop pass to Zubac for the dunk. Okay, PG. Didn't know you had that, PG. I didn't know PG stood for point guard, not just Paul George. Okay, that's all good. But at the end of the day, just like BJ said, can you do it against good teams in the league? And can you sustain this level of play? Now, Herm wants to come up and talk about how Herm was right all along, right? But I must ask you this, Herm. You may be right this week. It may look like the trajectory is on the way up. But my question is, how many games is Kawhi going to play in the second half of the season? How many games is Paul George going to play in the second half of the season? And can they
You sure
sustain
you want?
this
You sure you
level of
want to?
play
You
against the
sure you?
best teams
You
in the
sure you
league?
want? You sure you want the real answers to that?
Hmm?
You
Oh,
sure
go
you want
ahead.
the
You
real
tell
answer
me.
to that?
I really do.
Kawhi, they finna ramp it up. Kawhi Leonard is due to because he wants to be out there. So Kawhi Leonard, you gonna see him playing more back to backs. You gonna see Kawhi Leonard ramp it up now. Because right now it's a time that you do ramp it up. Right now it's a time that you do get play already. So you gonna see Kawhi Leonard playing more back to backs, and you gonna see the Clippers coming real for him. Kawhi Leonard haven't been really missing games lately. Have he? Have you been really
No,
missing
Just
no,
games
just
lately?
back to
he
backs.
hasn't. He
Just back
hasn't.
to
So
backs.
so so
That's
I,
it.
I'm
Yeah.
telling I'm
Okay.
telling you what I know for sure. That motherfucker ain't gonna miss too many more games. Now, don't get it twisted. They get on a good win streak and they get it going, and they pretty much know, hey, we gonna be like fourth or fifth seed. Now against the lesser teams, he may sit out then, but right now they're repping it up. They're not bullshitting right now. Kawhi Leonard setting the tone for behind the scenes that he really don't want to hear shit to what the organization trying to do. He trying to get the ball rolling now because he know it's championship or bust. So I'm telling you now, he's not gonna miss that many more games this season. I'm telling you what I know, and BJ probably confirming even more than me.
Mhm. Yeah, he got we got 3 more back to backs left, and I told Young Africa this, and I think I told a few other people. I said he can play almost every game at this point because there's no reason for him to sit out unless he goes down with like another minor tweak. There's no reason for him to sit down, and like Herm said, it's championship or bust right now. So they gotta ramp it up. They gotta keep the ball moving, and they gotta take over and they gotta make up what they did in the first half of the season. I mean, you look at the standings right now. We can still catch the 3rd seed right now.
Yep. But all the reason I say y'all gonna still be like fourth or fifth because like if y'all pretty much know where y'all gonna be at and y'all pretty much good, I can see them like man, fucking like the last like 5 to 8 games of the season. We really ain't gonna Kawhi probably miss every other game within those last 5 to 8 games of the season. He might not play all those games then, which is understandable because you're getting ready for the playoffs. So that's the only reason I say y'all probably still stay at 4 or 5.
You know why I say like I want the 3rd seed though? Because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't want to have to deal with Denver until the conference finals. We gotta figure that. We gotta figure that monster out. And if we get them in the second round again, I mean, I'm not saying I still will roll my team, but that's gonna be a series where I mean shit can go south real quick, and I'd rather deal with that in the 3rd round. So
That's understandable. That's understandable.
Ducking
Yeah.
that smoke. That sound like you're trying to duck that smoke, BJ.
Hey, hey,
Okay.
hey, hey, but young Africa, y'all just need to worry about getting. Y'all just need to worry about getting the 500. Cause y'all motherfuckers,
Hey, at the end of the day, if
y'all
they
still
get to
got
the
one of the
third
toughest
seed,
schedules. Y'all got
if
one
the
of the toughest schedules coming up, young Africa.
hey,
Y'all
if the
motherfuckers
Clippers
might
get
not.
the third seed, they gonna meet the Lakers in the first round because we're gonna be a sixth seed in the playoff, and so
You want to make a
that's all
you want to
good.
make
I
a
want
bet.
that to happen.
You said
You
the
want to make
sixth
a
seed?
you want to make a
Lakers
bet
gonna be
on
the
that.
sixth seed. Yeah,
You want
yeah.
to make a bet on that.
Hey,
Wow.
Herm, I've been trying to tell you, Herm. I only bet on
Nah,
myself, Herm. I
do you
don't
want
bet
to make
on
a
no
bet on
man. I
that?
bet on myself, Herm. So I ain't putting no money up like that, Herm.
Well.
You try and always
You want
pull a
to.
nigga
Hey,
down like that, Herm. Stop it.
I'm not putting a nigga down. I'm just saying, you really believe the shit you saying? You'll
Yeah,
put some
yeah. We
money
gonna
on
be
your
a six
profit.
seed, and we gonna see. We gonna see. We gonna be a six seed. But let me say this though, Herm. Did you know you're talking about our strength of schedule, right? We the Lakers got the 13th, and I got this on tankathon.com because it measures, the remaining schedule of strength, because teams are tanking. And so tankathon.com, if you want to look it up, they got the strength of schedule for the rest of the season. Did you know the Lakers got the 13th most difficult strength
All
of
right,
schedule
all
left with
right.
33 games
This is how I'm
at
gonna cook you.
500, essentially
This is how
500.
I'm gonna cook you. This is
No,
how
no,
I'm gonna
hold on. No,
cook you.
let me finish though.
This
You
is how
can't
I'm gonna
cook something
cook
that
you.
you ain't finished. Hold
No,
on, hold on.
no,
Let me
this is
finish
how
though.
I'm gonna cook you.
Lake, no. Herm, hold up. 13th strongest strength of schedule left in the remaining 13 games for the Lakers, right? You know who's the first? You already know who the first, because I'm about to tell you. It's the Clippers, my nigga, with the strength of schedule of close to 54% of the remaining 31 games, right? They still got to play the Denver Nuggets. They still got to play the Bucks twice. They got the Grizzlies three more times. They got the Kings. They got Cleveland. They got the Nets. They got a lot of good teams in the league left. And so at the end of the day, the Clippers got the hardest schedule remaining in the league, Herm. And so you hyping it up, talking about the Lakers' strength of schedule. Understand the
All
facts,
right,
Herm.
can
It's the Clippers.
I want
It's the
you.
Clippers.
No. Yeah, because since you talking shit and you wet behind the
I'm talking
ears
facts,
still.
Herm. I'm talking
No,
facts.
no, no.
Numbers, Herm. Yeah, go ahead.
Look up the next 20 games for the Lakers and read off every team that they play the next 20 games.
I just told you, man, the strength of schedule left for the
No.
whole
Fuck
season,
that.
Herm. The
Fuck
whole
that. Look
season,
at this
Herm.
schedule. Look at this
I
schedule and
just
tell me
told
the
you.
next
Nah,
20
you tell
games.
me because I
Name
gave you
team.
my facts. You tell me. You tell me,
No,
Herm. You
I'm
tell
just
me
saying.
what it is.
I'm disputing your facts. But see, these games that y'all
You
playing,
can't
the next
refute
20
facts.
games is true. I mean, I am refuting facts because y'all got to play the Clippers again. Within these next 20 games, y'all playing Denver, y'all playing the Mavs. Y'all can't beat none of these teams. Y'all really play Sacramento again, the Grizzlies again.
We
Grizzlies
beat
gonna whoop y'all.
Sacramento. We beat the Grizzlies. We beat the
What I'm
Nuggets.
saying,
We beat the Bucks, nigga. What are you
yeah,
talking about?
no,
What?
what I'm telling you, no, what I'm telling you though, what I'm telling you because y'all beat them, just off of luck. Really, the Grizzlies shit, we
Oh,
got
look at it.
distracted.
Look at
It
it.
is
Yeah.
luck.
Okay.
It
Okay.
is luck. We got
Hey, there ain't no
distracted.
such thing as luck, bro. You either
Yes, it
got it
is.
or you
Yes, it
don't.
is.
No, there
Man,
isn't.
look,
No, there isn't.
look.
Hey, when
When I
Memphis
went,
when
when
when,
you
when
see me,
Memphis grabs
me,
25 offensive rebounds and you still win that game, that's hunger, Herm. That's
no, it
wanting to
ain't.
win and
That's a
taking it
team.
from a
That's a
nigga. That's
team.
what
That's
that
a
is, Herm.
team. No, that's the other team losing focus and blowing the game.
Nah,
And we also
nah.
miss. over 15 free throw, by the way. So
Yeah. Because y'all a bad free throw
that's
shooting
just the
team.
truth.
That ain't nothing new. That ain't
No,
nothing
no,
new.
but I'm just saying though. End of the day, we took the foot off the gas on y'all ass because we
Nah,
bullied y'all and treated y'all like soft ass
nah.
hoes
There
that
was no
y'all are the whole
gas
game.
left in the car, bro. It
Man,
don't matter if
nah,
you
we
took your
didn't get
foot off, put
tired.
your foot on.
We
There was
wasn't
no
tired.
gas left, bro.
We wasn't tired. We got distracted. That's
But
why
let
I
me tell
say
you,
the
Clippers, right?
Grizzlies, we gonna
You know the
lose in the
Clip,
first round. Y'all
you
not
know the
better than
Clippers play the
Minnesota.
Grizzlies three
Y'all
times.
not better. No, y'all not better than Minnesota. Y'all not better than them. Y'all not better than
What
the
are you talking
Kings.
about,
Y'all
Herm?
not better than Denver. Y'all not better than the Mavs. Y'all
Bro,
not
we
better
way
than the
better than
Clippers.
Minnesota.
No,
Stop
y'all
it,
not.
bro.
Minnesota
Stop
gonna
it.
beat y'all ass every time because they
Hey,
gonna
first
dominate the
off,
boards.
Minnesota
They
ain't
gonna
doing
dominate the
shit,
boards. Yeah,
bro. It don't
Minnesota
even
ahead
matter
of
what you're
y'all.
talking about,
They
bro.
ahead of
Come on.
y'all. They ahead of y'all.
Let
For now,
me
man.
let me
Stop it. They
let
playing
me
more games, Herm. That's all. They
let
playing
me
more
get
games.
what Bruce has to say a little bit. I know he can be a little bit quiet. What you got to say with Herm and Africa been saying, Bruce?
I mean, they both saying they've been saying their, they both sharing their points. And young Africa, you said that I was a little bit down. I said that if the Clippers play to their potential, they should win those games. That's what I said. I didn't say they are invincible now.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, if I'm sorry, that's the only team I respect because I respect Giannis. You know,
Mhm.
You realize,
and
Bruce, you play Memphis Grizzlies 3 times in the next month,
man,
right?
come on,
So
man,
what are you expecting? You expecting to
come,
go 3-0, or what are you trying to say, Bruce?
come on, man, really,
Hmm?
Memphis, really, come on, man, really.
Hey, they're kind of not playing great right now, but they're still a solid team. Well, why you acting like they ain't gonna do nothing? It's like
No, no,
huh? What do you
no,
mean no?
no, no, no.
I think what I also wanted to bring out too. I mean, this strength of schedule.
Hmm.
What I notice about the Clippers is when they play better competition, or when there's teams like that or players like that, when they play good competition or great competition, their level of play goes up. If everybody's on the court, if you got Kawhi and Paul George on the court, then that strength of schedule is like, okay, well, yeah, you guys got a quote unquote tough schedule, but our team is built already to beat those teams to the point where it's not so much of an issue of the strength. Like, yeah, we got the Grizzlies 3 times, which we were supposed to match up with them anyway. You got the Bucks, you got the Cavs, you got the Nets. Like, I think that's gonna bring the best out of us, not the worst. So I think even with those teams, we should be better because going into this season, what was it? The talk. The Clippers are with the Warriors now. Of course, the Warriors have been struggling, but the Clippers should be a top team in the West. So teams should be really looking up at us. You know what I'm saying? Looking forward to play us. It's not so much, oh, it's the Clippers. We gotta, go against this team, or we gonna be scared. Like I said, the only team that I say gonna give us trouble is Denver. And that's why I said it's not so much I'm scared of them, it's the fact that they have a kryptonite against us with Jokic in that paint, and then Jamal Murray killing us on the perimeter. And I said we got to put Kawhi on Jamal Murray. That's why I think the only chance we have. And I think with Jokic, we got to help out with our big 3D long wings. And if you
I
don't get a backup center.
I
Hey,
disagree with you a little bit, BJ, when you said you want the Nuggets in the conference finals. Whoever is in front of the Clippers, they should play.
Hey,
hey,
but
hold
BJ,
on, hold on, her. Hold up. Hey, BJ, you just gonna let that comment slide by Shaft? Hey, put that comment back on when he talk about, hey, why be so scared of Denver when it took a total? Hey, from Montrezl Harrell. Hey, are you telling me this man mentioned Montrezl Harrell, Doc Rivers, and Lil Will before he mentioned Kawhi and way off P? Y'all, this is why Clipper fans don't know what it takes to win, bro.
I
This
mean,
man gonna play
Kawhi
Montrezl
did choke a
Harrell
game
and
7.
Lou Williams off the bench, and Doc Rivers, who's also on the sideline, before he mentions the starters and the star players who should have got it done. Y'all sad, bro. You, Shooktown P, all of y'all in the chat, man. Y'all sad, bro. Hey, yo, Shooktown, stop talking about testicles and wild shit in the chat, bro. Come on, man. That's suspicious activities, man.
As I was saying, as I was as I was saying, Clippers should play Nuggets whenever they get them. First round, second round, because you cannot run away from something. You have to face it. And if the Clippers want to win the championship, they have to face the Nuggets anyway. I mean, you could lose in
Mhm.
the conference finals against the Nuggets. So whenever they have to be ready whenever they play the Nuggets. You cannot run away from it.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. It's gonna come down to Kawhi and PG being the best play, and they haven't been the best. I mean, honestly, bro, like we've been playing the Nuggets. Jamal Murray and Jokic have been better than Kawhi and PG. So I need Kawhi and PG to be the best 2 players on the court. I need that. I
I got a
need that.
question for you, PJ. So what have you been seeing from Kawhi and PG on the ball, playing the pioneer ball handler role? It has it just been that y'all played not so great teams, or is it, or have you seen something different in the offense? Because the offense has been scoring at a high rate, very efficient rate, the last 5-6 games. What you see though?
I mean, this is what I see. I mean, we're on a 4-game winning streak. We beat the Spurs twice, who are the worst team in the league outside of Houston Rockets. We beat the Mavericks, who we always have a favorable matchup to, and we beat the Lakers. Like, I mean, all four of those games, I could say I could went into them saying we're gonna win. I did. I told you. I said this when it began this stretch. I said we should go 4-0 in this stretch. Actually, 5-0 with the Hawks tonight. So it was predictable. Now, as far as the offense, of course, when you're playing more weaker teams, it's gonna look like, oh, so spectacular with a team like the Clippers with all that talent, right? I mean, look at the. I mean, and to be real with you, the Spurs game we looked bad defensively. I mean, yeah, we won, but we won by 5 points. That wasn't really even a game that you could say was impressive or saying we're on the right track because we gave up 126 points. So what are we doing? Like, yeah, you scored a lot, but you gave up a lot. Like you treat like you think we're gonna go against the Spurs in the playoffs, like playing like that, we're gonna get killed. The Mavericks was our best game, I think, defensively. I think Kawhi took the game by the horns towards the end and showed that he's on a different level from Luka Doncic for a second time, like the last couple weeks. The Lakers, um, that was our best offensive game. I think that was our best offensive game out the gate, going out up 9-0, us sharing the ball, having 6 or 7 guys in double figures. But again, like we beat in the Lakers 10 straight times. And then again, we played the Spurs again last week. So it's like, I need to see this against the real big dogs, the heavy hitters in the East. And I will say this, I'm positive about this. I do like Kawhi and PG playing more together. I do like all of our guys being back in rotation. That alone is going to take care of about half of these issues, right? So to answer your question in a nutshell, yeah, our offense has been looking good, but I mean, based off of just us playing weak teams, I think it means it remains to be seen.
Okay, I ain't mad at it, man. Yeah, I see. I saw a difference, even though the style of play was the same, being like individual plays like Paul George, even though he's a primary ball handler, I don't see him running plays as much as breaking the defense down 1-on-1 and making them choose whether they're going to let him get a bucket, and stay on the other shooters, or collapse and make the other guy beat you, whatever happens, or hitting Zubac on the roll occasionally. um it is individual, just players with their skill alone, just breaking down an individual matchup. Even when Kawhi gets it, he cooks his own individual guy, or he'll just swing. You guys will hit your shots, and so. But it seems like Kawhi does have a grand effect on the offense, and it's more just his calmness. You know what I mean? He provides a steady
Mm-hmm.
hand. Like when it comes
Mm-hmm.
to the point in time where you really do need to execute and get a bucket, he understands where his spots are and what to do in that situation. And if he doesn't force a shot up, if it ain't there, he gonna hit the right man and keep the ball moving, not to look for the assist, but just to make the right pass for the movement of the ball and to get it to eventually the right guy. And so that's what I see the most, is just the tempo that he plays at and knowing time and score and what he needs to do. That's something that Paul George, I would say, is not his strength. You know what I mean? When you have to do that, and so, that's what I see though.
No, you're right. And I don't know if Herm or Bruce wanted to say something after, but you're absolutely right. That's what it is. The calmness of Kawhi affects this whole team. And that's what I was saying with it is leadership. See, leadership is just more than just talking in front of the camera or being boisterous. Like your level, like your play, how your team follows you is based off your leadership. So you just said it. He affects the offense. He affects the defense. You see him pointing to put guys in their spots. Like that right there is leadership. Like he will tell Norman Powell. He'll tell um, uh, Reggie Jackson. I've seen plays where he will actually point those guys and tell them to get in their spots and push them in their positions. But the fact that Kawhi is a defensive ace on one side and he can score, I mean, this is what he's been his entire career. He plays high IQ basketball, just like him playing under the pop in the Spurs. So it's translated to every team he's on. So with him on the court, he controls the game. He doesn't make many mistakes. The dude's shooting damn near 60-70% from the field. I mean, he just does shit that you're not supposed to do as a wing player. You're not supposed to do that. And you're not supposed to affect the game on both ways. And I think if we had Paul George, I don't think we beat the Mavericks without Kawhi. And that's why I say, like, we still ain't where we need to be right now.
And the thing is, he's doing it. See, a lot of people like to compare LeBron James efficiency. LeBron getting all his points on the inside. If LeBron ain't scoring on the inside, he gonna have most 9 times out of 10. He ain't gonna have no nights like he had against against the Clippers, where Tyronn Lue game plan just let him shoot, and he just so happened to have a hot night. 9 times 10, he gonna miss a lot of him. He gonna have a bad efficiency night if he not getting on inside. Kawhi Leonard actually cooks on the mid range, and he can hit the three, and he can get on the inside. Right now, the last month, he's shooting what 58 from the mid range, like 45 from the three, like 64.
He
And
getting his legs back, show.
so and again, a lot of people like to look at strictly numbers. Kawhi Leonard can literally go out there and get high rebounds, high assists. He don't care about that. He just trying to play the game the right way. He's trying to make the right pass. Whatever needs to be done, he gonna get it. He don't care about the stats. That's what's wrong with this era. They care too much about stats instead of the results. The man literally got more steals than turnovers and fouls. That just show you how efficient he is on both ends of the floor, and that's a good point right there. Now now to go back a little bit because I had missed out on a lot of stuff you said. Going back to the John Wall part, that's why I part ways with you, BJ, with the John Wall stuff. Because everything we saying about these guys on the team, by the way, it's something another thing you didn't mention. The turnovers have been down, like I've been telling y'all. Once you don't have Reggie and Wall in the start lineup, yeah, man, it's not gonna give you 20 points, but it's not about that. It's not about just giving you 20 points. We got guys that's gonna score. We need guys to do all the dirty work. Somebody got to do the dirty work. Somebody got to get rebounds. Somebody got to scrap. You feel what I'm saying? That's what Terry Man doing, and he's not making many mistakes. We had 5 turnovers the last game. The game before that, I think it was under 10, right? But we had some bad turnovers. I get it, but it wasn't really like it cost us the momentum type turnovers. You know what I'm talking about? So we doing a better job all around these last 4 games. Since man been a star lineup, our turnovers have decreased. Our defense have got better. The spacing have gotten better, especially with Luke Kennard coming back. And the fact that we got Norman Powell, that's a lot of ball handlers out there. That's why another reason why I said John Wall is going to be expendable. That's why you see his name in trade talk. Not because he can't talk, not because he can't play the game. We know he can play the game, but it's about this team right here in this fit. I don't think he's gonna end up cracking this team, especially in the playoffs. I don't see how, because the way defense is gonna play us, they're gonna dare these guys. They're gonna dare John Wall to shoot the ball. I don't think he's gonna be able to do it. He's shooting 40% from the field, 30 from the three. That's not gonna get it done in the playoffs.
Oh, I'm gonna let somebody else go first, and then I'm gonna respond to Show.
Hey, first off, Show, LeBron James been scoring his whole career. Let's be real, man. No one's been able to stop him individually to get to the rim his whole career. Now, if you got a whole squad, 5 guys with the whole intention of stopping LeBron getting to rim, you got a chance. But one man ain't doing that.
That theory is cap,
total. About to have the most points in NBA history shows that he's been getting buckets. Any way you allow him to, he reacts off the defense. First of all,
but young Erica, hold on, young Erica. Who's the 9? Who's the 9? He's a great player. You didn't hear what I said?
No.
I said on the inside, a lot of his points. You can't lie. He getting most of his points on the interior. That's who he is. He won the greatest.
His whole career that's been there. Okay.
He's one of the greatest attackers of the rim we ever seen. I got him up. It's Jordan and him. I don't think nobody else do it better than them two. They're the best at doing it, and they're efficient at doing it. There's nothing wrong with saying that, bro. I didn't insult the man. I just saying what makes Kawhi so impressive is a lot of his efficiency is off jump shots, like mid-range, 3-point. Like he's really getting it done on every area of the court, and he can get it done on the inside. The thing about Bron is he's a train coming at you 100 miles per hour. But you know his deficiency is a jump shot. His shot has got a lot better later on in his career. But he still have trouble making shots. Because you know, early in the year, he shot 20-something% from the three? I don't know what it is right now. I'm pretty sure it's got up to like
30, 31.
You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
okay.
So he's never been a great shooter. Like
Okay.
his career had the free throw line is probably what, this year? So I mean, I'm just saying.
Okay, I ain't mad at you, man. And you're right. Kawhi, very efficient, rarely takes bad shots, doesn't force up shots, always plays within the offense, doesn't really get out of his own speed and comfort. You know, he always looking comfortable out there, always running at his own time, own pace, understanding time and score at all times, understanding the momentum of his team and the rhythm of his team. I respect Kawhi. I'm happy that he's getting back to who he been, and I hope he comes back to peak Kawhi. I still think he probably 10% away from like hitting his 100% best, man. But my question to Clipper fans is, when Kawhi, to me, if my team playing the Clippers, especially in the playoffs, and Kawhi sustains this level of play or even starts playing better, the game plan for me on when the Clippers are on offense is to double Kawhi every time he touches the
Nope.
ball. And one reason why is because I cannot allow him to individually break me down.
Yeah.
Also, his playmaking, even though he makes the right pass, right, his playmaking ain't always going to beat you off the individual. Like that single pass ain't going to be an assist every
I
time. It's going to
agree
be
with that.
to the right guy who might pass it to the other guy who will get an
I
assist, right?
agree with
And I
that.
want Paul George to get the pressure of having to carry the load. So
I
what you say to
agree
that,
with
and
that.
how do you counter this?
I don't know about that, young Erica, because
What you don't know about?
you say them single passes, young Erica. You need to go watch some more film on Kawhi in the playoffs,
I've
especially
been watching it.
one.
Okay, he
I'm
makes the
just saying,
right
20
pass.
and
He doesn't make
21.
the. Okay, go ahead.
Kawhi, yes, he does, homie. He's under. You don't give him enough credit for
He
his pass.
averaged 34,
Okay,
8, and 9. He averaged
Yeah, yeah.
34, 8,
You're
and
not giving
9.
him enough credit for his passing, bro.
okay.
But like when he wants to make a you even saw the last game, the last two games, he was making some nice single passes. He's not LeBron passing the ball. If that's what you're comparing to, no, not a lot of guys are LeBron James passing the ball. I don't even think Luka Doncic is. I think people give Luka Doncic too much credit pass because he can't actually pass our double team. He has to struggle with that at times. But when I look at Kawhi, Kawhi never is overthrowing the ball like Paul. See, that's one thing about Paul I don't like. Even on the even Paul George is single coverage. He can do some dumb shit sometimes. I do understand that. But Kawhi, he never folds, bro. You
Okay.
throwing doubles at him, he's
So all I
calmly.
was trying to say, show, is that I don't think he can beat you with the pass alone. Like but the essence of my question, what do you think about if Kawhi gets doubled and the game plan is to get the ball out of Kawhi's hands at all times? Can the Clippers can the Clippers beat a team with Paul George having to carry a heavy offensive load in a series like that?
Well, this is the thing, BJ. The way this team is, see, in Denver, you see what you're saying right now. That applied to the reason why we lost to Denver. People don't realize that they were sending 2 and 3 people at him, and Kawhi couldn't beat them. He couldn't beat that kind of coverage because other guys are not making their shots. You had Patrick Beverly. One of them games he went what 0 for 6. Lou Williams with 2 for 13. Trez didn't give us anything. No rebounds. He had like 2 rebounds on 10 points. I mean, it was awful. So with this team right here, the thing about it is this team is relying on spacing and ball movement. You're not going to be able to guard the Clippers the way you guard them then because you got Batum, you got Luke Kennard. Man, he can get hot sometimes, bro. Thing about man I like about man, he can go 0 for 2. He gonna hit that big shot. He always come through and hit a big shot for us, and it might change the momentum or it might weather the storm against another team run. See, this team is a lot different. When the Clippers moving the ball, you could send 2, 3 guys at Kawhi. As you saw against your Lakers, you saw what they were doing. They weren't trying to guard at that first time out. They were sending 2 and 3 people. Kawhi was calmly passing the ball. Clippers moving the ball, and when that ball was moving, guys were making their shots. And that's what this team rely on because you can't double Kawhi and expect Marcus Moore. He gonna hit them shots, homie. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that double team shit ain't gonna work at all on Kawhi. The Clippers got too many guys that can knock down shots on their roster. Norman Powell, Terrence Mann can knock down shots. Morris, Roku. And just the adjustments Ty Lue made, about time he made them. Roku and Terrence Mann been sparks for the Clippers. They've been difference makers. Batum getting back into the swing of things. Then you gotta look at Luke Kennard gonna come back soon, and he got to get back into the swing of things. So Clippers gonna be all right. And people would say, cause I'm one of them that said that like Luke Kennard will be a weakness on the defensive side, but one thing about it, you gotta always worry about his ass on the offensive end. And with Kawhi Leonard on the court, Luke Kennard, he'll be a whole lot efficient. He gonna knock down all those shots. Clippers getting back into form, like I said. I still say they're gonna end up in the fourth or fifth seed, like I said, because once the Clippers get into a groove and they understand where they're gonna be at regardless and understand how the shit go, yes, they'll prefer the third seed, but if they know they're gonna be around fourth or fifth, believe you me, like them last 5 to 8 games, Kawhi Leonard probably play every other game and rest up for the
Yeah,
playoffs. Those like those
like
last
after the
8 games.
All-Star break. I think they're gonna wait the All-Star break.
Yeah.
All-Star break. I think that's they plan. They plan is to cut him loose All-Star break, because he's getting they're on the right track. And this is another thing. We was killing the medical staff, but so far I would say they did do a good job, because when Kawhi had the knee soreness in the beginning, people wonder why Kawhi sitting out. Well, he's sitting out the same reason Chris Middleton missed this period of time. Actually, why did Chris Middleton miss time? Same thing, knee soreness. When you're coming for out them knee surgery and you haven't played ball in a minute, you haven't had time to rehab or work out that much, you're going to get soreness in your knee. And the Clippers did a good job to say, hey, we're going to be cautious with this. Let his knee go down. Let him rehab the knee. Make sure, we don't rush anything. And once his knee, the swelling went out, he got right back on the court. And then he had the ankle. He had that little sprung ankle that sat him out some more, cautious with it. And then after that, when the dust was clear, he was back out there playing ball. And I do gotta give the medical staff that credit. I mean, they're doing a good job so far, so good. I don't know why John Wall's on minutes. He's not playing back to backs. I don't understand that. I mean, that's the part I'm kind of lost. I understand he haven't played ball in the whole year, but you gotta let them. I mean, you gonna let them play? You know? I mean, that's just I understand. I get it, but
Hey, show y'all good, show. Like I said for the drum, it's gonna be a slow start due to Ty Lue. Biggest thing, how you gonna manage that talent that he
yeah, he
got.
did.
And that,
Right. My bad, me cut y'all her. Shift said
yeah,
Kawhi. Yeah, he shared that weight too. That weight because you get so much weight just working out, not playing ball, and he's in better shape. And man, the way he's finishing around the rim, the man he's blocking shots, you can
he
tell
got
he's
his legs back. He
yeah.
got his legs back. And,
He's
and I don't think Kawhi gonna miss any more games, show. I honestly don't think he gonna miss any more games to like close to the end of the season, due to the fact you might as well let him rest and chill out before the playoffs, like a week before the playoffs and shit. So I
I
don't think
think
he really gonna miss any more games.
I think they're gonna sit him out tomorrow. They playing him today, and we play y'all tomorrow. So I think we gonna sit him out. Hopefully, Paul George. I need one of them to play though against Cleveland. Without Donovan Mitchell, this my only problem with the Clippers right now. If we were really serious about trying to put shit together, me personally, I'm finna scrap the back-to-backs now. It's just me. I might be a little too thirsty. I know they got to stick their game plan, but look, hey man, it's too close right now. Like we fifth right now. Win tonight, we can be fourth. It's too close right now. I'm not taking no chance. Let's just go ahead, scrap this shit. Let's get these wins together, bro, so we can separate ourselves and we can have a safe seat in the West, because there's no nights off now. Everybody got to come prepared. You know.
Yeah, that's a good point. Everybody on top of each other in the standings right now, and like I was saying to Herm, I think we can still catch that third seed because Sacramento, we got the same wins as them. Now we got 4 losses, but I think we can catch them with the amount of time
Right.
we got.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
BJ, we can, bro. BJ, this
Y'all
might sound
can,
crazy.
but I'm just
BJ,
saying be
hey BJ, this
realistic
might
though with
sound
it though.
crazy. BJ, if we really played our cards right, we'll be second.
yeah, for sure. I had them top 3, man.
Me too.
Um, I
Me too.
think I think the thing you made some good points. I think it's so much more like with the John Wall thing, and that's why I was talking to you last time about. I think he's a streaky 3-point shooter. He's not the best. I mean, that's not his strong suit. We all know that. But I think he's the type like he ain't like a Ben Simmons who just leave out on the 3-point line to shoot. Like in the month of January, he shot 38% from the three. So There's games he's gonna shoot 25. There's games he's gonna be shooting 30. There's games he's gonna shoot 50. There's games he's gonna shoot 66. So his it's not so much of a detriment. You can't have him on the court. So in a half court offense, and then on top of that, it's out just not just about shooting. It's about penetrating in gaps. It's about actually setting up guys. You can do that in the half court as well. So John, being the player he is, he will figure it out if you give him enough time. I mean, think of it like Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi was shooting like what 17%, 13% from the three, but he was only getting like 15, 20 minutes a game. In order for your time, when your time starts to go up for these type of players who are getting like used to getting 30 minutes a game or 32, you gotta let them get their rhythm down. When you start letting Kawhi play more time, now you see him shoot like 43% from the three. He's shooting 60% from the two because you're giving him more opportunity. But when you keep yanking him out, taking him out of games, you're giving it's almost impossible for him to get some type of rhythm. So John Wall, it's not, and for me, it's just about giving him more minutes. If you give him the minutes that he deserves, then I think that's what his play is going to go up. And in reality, his play has not been putrid. It hasn't been like he hasn't done anything for this team. And I think that with Paul George running the point guard, there's been too many games he turns the ball over. That's why I don't want him being our point guard. He turned the ball over against the Mavericks. He turned the ball over against the Sixers. He turned the ball over against the Spurs. I mean, even the first game we won against the Spurs, we only won by 5 points. That wasn't an impressive win. We let them get off 126 points. Yeah, our offense looks good, but it's against teams who are subpar. It's against teams that are not great. If we do this against the stronger teams, cool. That we're headed somewhere. But I'm not going by that saying, okay, our offense looks better without John Wall there. Terrence Mann, it's not so much about him, it's about Kawhi, what he's doing. It's not so much what Terrence Mann is doing. It's what Kawhi is doing on both ends of the ball, and his impact. Because if we don't have Kawhi for any of these games, we drop in that Dallas game, and possibly we might drop that one of those Spurs games, that first Spurs game, and then we'll be in here saying, well, we still got problems. So I'm not. It's not so much Terrence Mann what he's doing. It's about what Kawhi is doing for this team.
So you don't think he playing? So hold on, you see, that's the thing. I can't shake that off. I'm watching John Wall ball watching. So I pay attention to everything. Bro, I go back and watch it. I look at the numbers. I just, it's too much stuff, evidence showing me he's part of the problem. And we're not finna sit here and act like Tyronn Lue don't see the same shit. You see that shit, bro. Look, man. Terrence Mann, even when Kawhi Leonard, some of them games, see, this another thing. Go back to last year. There was some games, remember, Kawhi Leonard didn't play. You can't act like Terrence Mann ain't go out there and do his thing in the starting lineup. We had a winning record without Kawhi, right? We had a winning record when Terrence Mann started. He's played better as a starter on both ends. I'm watching John Wall. He's not consistently giving us efficient game, all-around game. On top of that, he holds the ball too long. I can't see. Look, if he come back and he's still on the team, when he plays, I want you to pay attention to this. Pay attention to a couple of things. Whoever he guards, whether it's Trae Young, watch how John Wall react. He ball watches too much and he gets lost. Another thing, watch how the ball movement stops once he's on the court. He just don't do a good job of controlling the pace of the game because he's too busy holding the damn ball, sizing guys up, trying to pull up with a midi, or he passing the ball to Marcus Morris or Batum at the last second. We got to shoot a contested three. And then when he's not attacking the rim, he's really a liability. That's my problem with him. It's not that he can't play. Again, I like John Wall, but I just don't like him with this team. Reggie's starting to play better.
That's what I'm saying.
Reggie
But
playing better.
But is it because of the competition we going up against? Because again,
No.
if Reggie Jackson, because he was when he first came off the bench when we was playing the powerhouse teams, we was going through our losing streak. He was averaging 5 points per game. But now we playing against the Lakers, the Mavs, and the Spurs twice. He's averaging 14. Yeah, you looking a different way against these weaker opponents. But we watched you against them other teams coming off the bench, and you were struggling. That's why I say with Reggie, I still see like I gotta see this gets better competition, right? And also with Wall, you said basically Terrence like he ball watches and stuff. Let's ask a question. Them 3 guard lineups show who was in those 3 guard lineups? Who did Ty Lue have in those 3 guard lineups?
Reggie, Wall, Luke Kennard.
Right. So me personally, who did Luke Kennard? He started against the Spurs last night, right?
Yep.
So Luke Kennard is not a strong defender. We all know that. But it's not about being a strong individual defender. It's about putting guys to cover up your weaknesses. He understood Luke Kennard is not a strong defender, so he put him with the stronger defenders on the team, the Kawhis, the Paul George, the Robert Covingtons, the Terrence Manns, those guys that can defend and actually keep him from being a weakness. He did that with Luke Kennard. He did that with Reggie Jackson too, splitting up that 3 guard lineup. He didn't do that with John Wall. He continuously allowed him to play with weaker defenders, and everybody was blaming him, saying John Wall can't play D. When in reality, he was just surrounded by other weak defenders. So now it looks like, oh, yeah, John Wall's part of the problem. Well, reality is Ty Lue put him in a position where he couldn't even play great defense. If you put him with if you did what Luke Kennard did, bro, he would essentially do the same thing. Like all defense is just urgency and being in the right position. But shit, if I'm with guys who can't D up on my team, then of course I'm gonna look like a liability especially against great offensive talent. So you got me in a position where I'm on the wrong rotations and we're playing against good teams. Yeah, I'm going to look bad behind it. And Ty Lue, I'm surprised he didn't understand it. He finally figured it out. He said, I'm gonna split these guards up and put more wings around them to actually shield them from their weaknesses. It's a simple issue, a simple solution.
You gotta give Luke Kennard. See, BJ. You gotta give some of these guys credit too, though, BJ, because Luke Kennard is a smart player. He even people label him just a shooter. He can do a little pass. He can pick the ball up. He got his own dribble. He can handle. He can get to a spot, pull up, shooter, and he good with his right and the left hand. And I look, man. When I watch John Wall so far, he's showing me spurts that he can give us a pop, off the bench or something like that. But still, I don't trust him as a starter because, like I said, this team relies on ball movement. It relies on multiple guys touching the ball, spacing out around Kawhi Paul George, hitting shots. And I just don't. And I'm gonna ask you a question because never mind me. What big positive you see out of John Wall, really? Like, beside the numbers, just put the numbers aside. When you watch him play, what does he bring to the Clippers that we don't already have, or I don't understand.
He allows, first of all, he allows Paul George not to be the point guard. That's the number one thing. Paul George, he's not a point guard. He turns the ball over too much. He becomes very irresponsible with the ball. So if I take him off the ball and put him as a wing, it allows Paul George to focus more on the defensive end, him and Kawhi. If you don't have John Wall running the point against these elite teams, Paul George and Kawhi are going to have to do it, and I don't want them to do that. I want them to focus on being wing because you got to give up something. You can't have Paul George playing elite defense, being an elite scorer, and being a playmaker. You're going to have to sacrifice one. And me personally, I would rather allow Paul George and Kawhi to be the primary wing two-way players. That's how I look at it. So that's one.
The
That's
thing
go ahead.
is, BJ, we was doing that. We've been doing this this is not new to us though, BJ. That's why I'm confused. I'm like, BJ, we've been doing this since 2021, and it worked. It showed you it worked. The only thing stopped up was injuries. I'm just, that's the part
I
I don't
don't.
understand.
I think it's more. I just think it's not so much. I would say because Kawhi, I was more so thinking it was Kawhi individual play that did it. It wasn't so much, oh, Paul George and Kawhi just did it. Really, Kawhi's heroics, let's be honest, Kawhi's heroics really carried us in that 2001 playoffs or 2021 playoffs.
So
It was
what
more
about
so what he single-handedly did to do it. Like reality, we haven't really had the amount of time to say, well, this works. I'm looking at Paul George when he's running the point, he gets gassed. I'm not. I look at Kawhi as he can pretty much adjust to anything. I'm looking what's best for Paul George, and when he's running the point and he's trying to dribble through double teams and stuff like that, he becomes very, very hard to watch, throwing the ball away. So that's not his strong suit. I want him to be the best version of himself,
I
and
think
I
he's been
believe.
the best version of himself though, honestly, because when he got the ball in his hand, he's being assertive and he has a rhythm. He has a consistent rhythm. I feel like when he's off the ball too much, he's out of rhythm, and that's something Tyronn Lue realized too. And he said we need to get the ball in his hand a lot more, and that was Chauncey Billups' idea. That's why I'm confused about this whole thing. Well, oh, we just need, and I don't see. That's one thing I don't see. I don't see him I actually see him being more aggressive. He looks better when he has the ball in his hand. He being aggressive. See, the thing about Kawhi, like again, he doesn't get enough credit. But this guy can play in the system. He's just a great all-around player. It don't matter who's on his team. He can play pretty much anybody. But the guy like George, the turnovers are bad. But BJ, I think you're being a little too down on Paul George. And I criticize. And I'm like, Paul, come on, Paul. But at the same time, it's like, you know what? As long as we got some floor space around him, Reggie, and another thing, when Reggie's playing good, BJ, when he's hitting shots, BJ, come on, BJ. Even as
But
Paul George
it's
point,
when he's
man,
hitting
come on.
shots, but it's too small of a sample size right now, and I'm
We
saying,
had a whole year. He had career
but
high.
that's
Paul,
him. That's
BJ,
him.
it's
That's
too
him
many,
against.
BJ.
That's
BJ,
last year. I'm saying last year, but why hasn't
2021,
he done? Hasn't he done it
2021.
this year? Why hasn't he done it this year?
Who you talking about?
Reggie
Reggie?
Jackson. Why has he been playing so bad this whole year?
Because of the damn rotations. You got John Wall. He's trying to get men, and it's just too much.
I mean,
Guys,
but he hasn't. But John Wall hasn't. He hasn't affected nothing. If anything, John Wall's
yeah.
been the person. The only John Wall has. It's been more so Reggie getting in the way of John. It hasn't been John getting in the way of Reggie. Reggie's
Nah,
been getting his time to play. He hasn't been living up. That's
okay,
on him.
okay. Let me ask you a question. When John Wall is not around, why our offense looks so much better without him?
Because we play. It's not so much our offense looks better without him. And I'm gonna ask you a counter question. It's because of the competition we're playing.
No, it's not. No,
If
it's
we're
not.
okay, I'm gonna show you right now. I'm gonna show you right now. I'm gonna show you right now.
Hold on.
When
Dallas Mavericks not a playoff team?
they're a playoff team, show, but again, we are
What?
a favorable matchup over Dallas. When we played the Sixers,
What about when we
when,
played the Cavaliers early in the year?
when
And no John Wall. How do we look?
that was way at the beginning of the year. We're talking about right now. The
No, you said we
Sixers,
ain't playing a good team. We play better without him.
there's been games where John Wall's playing where we actually want to look very good. There's games he hasn't been playing. We looked at it, it's an even thing. We played the Sixers a couple weeks ago. John Wall didn't start. He didn't even play. We had 15 turnovers. Paul George had 5 of them. There's been games that Paul George has turned the ball over, bad reads, and he's had a history of doing this. And it's just like I look at PG, I want him being my two-way killer. I want him being like a Kawhi Leonard. I want them to destroy, because there's certain Spurs Paul George takes time off on defense. And down the playoffs, we're gonna need him to lock up and play great D. We don't need him being no, I don't see that. I don't see the same beast on defense.
Oh my God.
I don't see that. I don't see it. I don't see that. You can't. It's impossible for anybody to be an elite playmaker, elite scorer, and elite. It's impossible. You're gonna have to give up one of those hats. And also, John Wall. Let me ask you a question. If you actually put him again, this goes back to him and playing with Kawhi and PG. If you put John Wall with Kawhi and PG, are you telling me that John Wall is not going to trust those guys and give him the ball, or you think he's going to still look to get his own shot?
You can hear me, BJ.
Yeah, go ahead. I was asking you,
BJ,
do you feel
BJ,
like
BJ.
John
You just
Wall?
said Paul George hasn't been a monster. Paul George, bro, are you serious? Are you not been paying attention to this man on the defensive end? Come on,
No,
BJ.
defense against great bro. Paul George can get lazy on D.
Come on, bro.
On defense,
Stop.
when Kawhi wasn't playing some of these back to back.
BJ, you nitpicking, bro.
No, I'm not. I'm looking at I'm
You
watching the
nitpicking,
games,
BJ.
Paul. I'm watching the games. There's certain.
You're
Go ahead.
BJ, you're looking at the glass. You're only looking at the glass halfway empty. To apply that John Wall is going to be a solution when he's not. That's why his name is in trade discussion, bro. It's not by
Reggie
accident.
Jackson's in trade discussions. Marcus Morris, bro.
No, they not.
There's. I can show you right now.
Okay, look. So you telling me, BJ, there's not three. Now you said Shams reported. You telling me you can't dig up three other guys that said the same thing.
There's Shams is the biggest one that's reported.
Okay,
now,
what about
according to the,
what about
that's
Mark
the biggest. Mark, I'm going to finish. I said Shams is the biggest one that's reported, but they have also reported Reggie Jackson, Marcus Morris, Robert Covington. People have reported these.
They not trading Marcus Morris, homie.
They're not trading him. They're not trading him, but he has been in trade talks. I'm saying
I have never heard about that.
Tyronn Lue loves.
They not trading Marcus Morris.
Tyronn Lue loves Marcus Morris. He loves Marcus Morris. But as far as the front office, that doesn't mean that they're not listening to other options. If they have a chance to get Fred VanVleet or Kyle Lowry, they're going to have to give up Marcus Morris. They're not going to be able to keep more. They're not going to be able to keep Marcus Morris and get him.
BJ, they already said, they're already on record saying they're not going at no high price. They're not going to make a high price trade at the trade deadline, homie. They're looking to get something for that trade exception. And look, they're gonna look to get off John Wall, homie. 3 other reporters said the same thing. It's just more than just Shams. Mark Stein said.
But it's not just him, though. It's other players on trade talks. It's not just John Wall. Hell, he said there's other players in trade talks. It's not just It's just not John Wall.
But that guy you hear, look, there was a report out there, BJ. I can send it to you on Twitter. They said they're not sure. They're not saying they're going to trade Reggie, but they're not sure. But at John Wall, they're for sure trying to trade him. They've been shopping him.
Bro, if they're looking to shop John Wall for sure and not looking to shop Reggie, that's all because Reggie Jackson's value has went down. They can't move him. That has nothing to do with. That has nothing to do. That has nothing to do with his play. His play has been. His play has not been. His play has been bad. Hold on. His play has been bad all year. Where you can't even. A team was probably not even looking to touch him right now.
He's playing better than John Wall.
Off of 4 games, he hasn't been playing better. He has not been better. Bro, he's been better. John Wall's been better the whole season, show.
Absolutely cap. He has not had give me good 4 games in a row. I'm sorry.
Bro, okay, but I'm saying his game, as far as what he's done with his time, has been more impactful than what Reggie has done. His time. With the amount of minutes.
What the proof at?
In the stats, and in the eye test.
Pull up them stats when John Wall not playing versus when he playing. See what it said.
Bro, we can't go back. I'm saying John Wall, Reggie Jackson. John Wall has been. No, hold on. Listen, I'm saying John Wall, based off of his stats compared to Reggie Jackson's stats, he's averaged more assists. He's averaging around the same amount of points in less time. That to me is telling you you've been playing better. All you need to do is give him the minutes.
What about the turnovers and efficiency though? That's what you're not looking
at. He's averaging 2.2 turnovers. Off of five. Go ahead.
40% from the 3, 40% from the field, 30 from the 3. That's inefficient.
Again, like I just told you, bro. I told you this. I said Kawhi Leonard. I'm giving you an example. For a player of that magnitude, when you cut his minutes that deep, your field goal percentage is going to drop. Kawhi was shooting at around 17% from 3 when he was on a minutes restriction. But when you started playing him more, you let him go 30, 35 minutes and let him do his thing, then you start seeing the 60% 2-point shoot. You see the 45% from 3. When you have great players who are all-stars who used to getting 30, 35 minutes a game, and you cut their minutes down, their field goal percentage is going to drop. That's what it is.
BJ, you telling me if we play John Wall more, his 3-point percentage gonna go up. His field goal
Yeah,
percentage
bro.
gonna
If
go up.
you play John, look at John Wall's entire career shooting the ball. He's shooting around 44, 45%
Horrible.
from the field. From the
Not not
field.
not from the three. We need him
From
hit threes.
threes, he's about like about 35. All I need is like 35% from
No,
the
it
three
was
from
not.
John Wall.
He ain't no 35% for no three. Stop it, BJ.
Bro, look at his years. Look at his years prior to this. He's been shooting around 33 to 35% from three, which is not
BJ, pull them numbers
bad.
up, BJ. Stop it. Stop it, BJ. He has not been a great 3-point shooter. He's not
No,
even average.
he's an average, bro. He's an average 3-point shooter. He's not even a horrible. He's an average 3-point shooter.
BJ, he's a below average shooter. Go look it up, homie. You giving
Okay,
him too
listen,
much
so I
credit.
just said it. When you have a player like that and you give him that less time, his field goal percentage is not going to be great. You saw it with Kawhi Leonard, where he's probably the most efficient player we've ever seen, one of the most efficient. And you give him his minutes, then he starts scoring at a higher clip. That's why I've been consistent.
Okay, BJ,
I've been saying that just play him more.
Okay, BJ, let me ask you a question. If I'm a team and I'm doubling Kawhi, I got 2-3 guys. We triple coverage, double cover Kawhi. You gonna trust John Wall gonna hit his 3
Bro,
pointers?
he's gonna hit some of those. Yes, he's gonna hit some of those. Bro, he's gonna hit some of those shots.
Are you serious? What the evidence is that?
I just showed you.
I know Reggie gonna do it.
Hey, I got a question for you though, Show.
Where?
Why does he have to shoot the shot though? Why can't he play make
Exactly.
off the shot? Penetrate?
Exactly.
Why can't he do that?
What can he do? What?
Why does he have to take the shot though, even if it's there? Why can't he play make, penetrate, collapse the defense, kick it out, and make plays off the double on Kawhi?
Because again, bro, that's how our offense is operated. We're not like the Lakers was 2 years ago. You had Rondo, you got live threats, AD, JaVale McGee, and them. That's not our kind of team. Our team, we got shooters. We got shooters around 2 superstars. They the ones that get the most attention. They create the most gravity. Not John Wall. He's not going to create much gravity. He's going to be the guy that's going to be asked to shoot threes. And he's not going to
How many threes you think he's going to show a game? How many threes does he need to shoot?
He's going to shoot. He's going to be asked to get, bro, he's going to have to make 40%. He's going to basically be over a lot. So he probably going to have to be shooting 4 to 5 threes, homie. I don't think he's going to make 40%.
4 to 5. Okay, so you think he needs to shoot 4 to 5 threes a game? What you're saying?
What I'm saying is, I think the way teams are guarding the Clippers, John Wall is likely going to be shooting them 3-pointers 4 or 5 times. He's going to be open.
That's why I just asked you. That's why I asked you. That's okay. Look at all these games he's played right now. These games all in January. Okay, He's shooting one. He says games he shoots 1 3. He'll shoot 3 threes. He'll shoot 4 threes. He'll shoot 2. If I'm a guy who's not known to really, if I'm not comfortable shooting a lot of threes and I don't have the hot hand right now, I can make the extra pass just like Terrence Mann does.
Okay,
Terrence Mann don't shoot a lot of threes. So it's like I told you, he don't have to be a guy to get all these threes up. With the amount of 3-point shooters we have on our team, we don't need him shooting all these threes, which tells me that's not enough to keep him off the court. You make the extra pass, which we are good to do. You'll find an extra shooter, which John Wall is elite at doing. He's an elite playmaker, and he's a high scorer. You can't put that off and just say he can't be on the court. You find a way to use him. Everybody on this team has weaknesses. You find a way to use that strength. That's your job as a coach.
Yep, and how quickly we forget, right? John Wall, a guy who carried a franchise.
I've been watching. Okay, he carried a. It's easy for him to carry the franchise versus being a role player. That's a tough task to do.
But he's not a role player. They're using him like a role player. They're using him like when he's not a role player.
There's a whole defense that was geared to stop John Wall once upon a time. And what?
He's not as John Wall of the Wizards. He knows.
I know he ain't. I'm just saying this, right? So when they double Kawhi, and this is where I think John Wall obviously Ty Lue is not going to start him this season. Obviously, he's not going to be a huge part of the regular season. He ain't playing back to back. But I feel like he's a type of guy that could get you a game in the playoffs. That could tilt a series in the playoffs with his skill set.
Exactly.
And so when you talk
Exactly.
about John Wall, at certain times in the game when they are loading up, when the offense is getting stagnant, when the pace is getting a little too slow, and when the defenses are loading up on Kawhi, and Paul George isn't that guy to be able to get everybody's shots, and if he's going too hard for his own shot or getting turnover prone like he has been in other seasons, now John Wall comes into play. And you telling me John Wall off a double team of Kawhi, that means they're playing 5-on-4 or 4-on-3, sorry, on the others on the ball on the offense, that he can't make the right play, whether attacking the driving lane or kicking it out to a wide open shooter and making the right play. A guy who's averaged 9 assists, who's had defenses that have been geared to stop him individually on bad teams, and he still got his shit off show.
Yeah, it sounds good. Lawrence Frank,
sound good.
Lawrence Frank and Michael Winger, they dingle his ass around too. Yeah, it sounds good.
But he's done. But he's done it though.
He's done a lot of times.
I understand what y'all saying. I respect your opinion, homie, but I'm watching these games and I'm watching him. Bad passes sometimes. I mean, he make dumb passes, bro. Holding the ball, dumb turnovers.
But how many good passes he makes? How many good passes he make then?
But lately he ain't been making a lot.
So you telling me he makes more bad passes than good passes?
Yeah, he don't make the right play.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah, that is wild, show.
You don't know, BJ, everybody see it, but you the only one clipping.
Bro, I mean, it's not just me. You got other people on this panel that want to see him start. You got her. You had Herm say he wants to start. You had Young Africa say you want to start. You had Kes say you want Bruce. There's a lot of people who want this man to start. It's not just me.
I said Clipper Nation, not them.
They Clipper fans. I mean, Bruce is a Clipper fan. Kes is a Clipper fan. You got people on the chat here saying they want to see him start. It's not just me.
Well, most guys say he don't. So I mean, we're gonna be split on that.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't really have to roll with the crowd. I don't really care. I don't roll with the crowd.
Let's be real, y'all. The only way it would work.
I support the front office decision getting rid of John Wall because he didn't want to play. I support that.
But it's only one reason why I haven't worked though. Just to be honest, it's because of Tyronn Lue.
Exactly. Exactly.
So BJ don't understand.
Yeah.
I was happy that John Wall got on the team. I wanted him to play more games, but I was wrong about John Wall.
You was advocating for him.
I was wrong about John Wall because once I saw him actually play, and the fact that I know how this team play, he doesn't fit that. It's not that he can't play; he just don't fit.
But he hasn't got a chance to play with the starters, though. That's the only problem. The only problem I have, we can't say he doesn't fit. He was literally games where it was no Kawhi, no Paul George, and he was looked to run the show. I'm not saying that can't say he doesn't fit. You ain't even seen him. And I seen if you have a guy like John Wall, he will give the ball up to Kawhi and Paul George. We heard the interview with him and Yusuf at the beginning of the year. He said, I'm going to look forward being the third or fourth option. That's why I told you last time. He didn't come in pouting. He knew what he was. He was coming in a situation where he's not going to be the number one guy. All he said was basically that, look, I'm going to be the third, fourth option. It's going to be a long night for somebody else. That's what everybody came in saying. And also, he has no problem sitting on the bench. But he said, let a motherfucker earn it. Don't just give it to a nigga. Just let somebody earn it. And when I look at Reggie Jackson, Ty Lue gave him the job. So that's why I see John.
He ain't earned shit. Reggie Jackson had.
Bro, he was playing better than Reggie Jackson. He should have been the starter. You had people saying it. You had people. Bro, he should have been the starter. He should have been a starter a long time ago.
Like I said, we playing better without that nigga. Yeah.
Off this 4-game week stretch, bro. Off this 4-game week stretch. That's what you're saying.
I'm glad.
That's a weak stretch. That's a weak stretch. We gotta watch how he plays.
Then root against the team, then, bro. But I'm telling you, we playing better without this nigga.
No, that's what you say. That's a 4-game week stretch, bro.
Sorry, it ain't gonna
that's go that that's you, bro. Show. Unfortunately, you don't cut no checks. So you can say what you want, but it's not based off of you.
Guess what? I just might. You never know.
You ain't cutting no checks for no Clippers, bro. You're not cutting no checks.
Hey, I just might get a check. You never know.
That's fine. That's fine.
They might get a check.
But you ain't cutting no checks, so you don't make no decisions.
Hey, the nigga that cut the check don't want the nigga on the team.
I guess you heard that in Clipper talk, right? In office is all that. You in the office
the nigga that don't want the nigga that cut the checks, he don't want the nigga.
until he leaves the team. Then yeah, I'll say it, but he ain't left yet, so we gotta wait and see. When he gets traded, then I'll say, okay, yeah, he didn't want him. But until then, it's all rumors and talk.
All right, bet.
It's all the rumors and talk, brother.
Hey, I'm the bet. You'll see.
I got, bro. You know, I got people in the Clipper organization too, man.
Okay,
but I ain't gonna say everything. I ain't gonna say that.
I'm not talking bad about you. You're taking it that way. I'm talking about him.
I mean, you saying read against the team and all this stuff, bro. I mean, no. I'm saying I'm looking at this. I'm looking at it as a basketball situation.
I ain't the one that put the report out.
Bro, but you singling up just the. There's been other people. There's been other reports for Reggie Jackson. I can put on the. It's been him. It's been Marcus Morris. It's been Robert Covington. There's been other players look to trade it.
Pull it up.
Look, okay. All right, look. I'm looking. I'm gonna show you right now. Actually, I'm gonna show you the first part. This is the main part.
Pull up John Wall from Mark Stein. Pull up from Shane.
Bro, I'm not denying that John Wall. Hold on. I'm not denying John Wall. I'm not denying John Wall's on trade. I'm not denying that. I'm saying it's other players as well. It's not just him. If it was so easy, why is he still around? Just go ahead and pull the trigger and release him. If it's so bad to the point where they can't stand this, man, why they just not just release him already from the team? We almost coming into the trade deadline.
Hey man, I got a fact for y'all, right? So the lineup of John Wall, this is off NBA.com stats. John Wall, Paul George, Marcus Morris, Kawhi Leonard, and Zubac this season have only played in 4 games, and in those 4 games, they only played together for 5 minutes, right? 5 minutes the whole game, that lineup. So I hear what you're saying, BJ, when you say like we ain't even see it to make conclusions, right? And if you look at the lineups that John Wall been playing at, where he's had the most minutes, that's with Robert Covington, Norman Powell, Amir Coffey, and Moses Brown. So you tell me, BJ.
I'm gonna sit back.
We already know this, bro.
BJ,
we already know this. Hold on, we already know that, bro.
BJ think I'm just talking. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna sit back and watch. All right, bro. You got it. You right, BJ.
No, but did you hear what
BJ, I'm just talking. I ain't gonna say nothing.
Bro, I didn't say you just talking. Show. I didn't say you just talking, bro. I'm saying, did you hear what Young Africa just say though?
I ain't hear none of Young Africa say. My bad. What'd you say, Young?
Go ahead and say what you just said, Young Africa.
Hey, so I was just looking up the lineups, right? NBA.com stats, right? John Wall has played with Paul George, Marcus, a lineup of Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Marcus Morris, and Zubac. With John Wall this season, have only played 4 games together, and they played a total of 5 minutes in those 4 games, right? An average of 5 minutes in those 4 games together. That lineup. So,
that's a nice point, home. We'll see, home. I'm gonna sit back. We'll see.
Exactly the facts. Hey, I got more facts, man. Hey, it's all good, man. You don't have to deny it. You don't have to.
Right here. This 100%.
Why you not letting them finish, Showtime? Exactly. Why you ain't letting them finish?
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
The lineup where he's played the most with, when we measure John Wall, right? The lineup and the players that he's played the most with this season, and has been a lineup of John Wall, Robert Covington, Norman Powell, Amir Coffey, and Moses Brown. The next one is John Wall, Marcus Morris, Amir Coffey, Terrence Mann, and Moses Brown. That's the 2 most lineups he played with. Both of them got Moses Brown up in there. So how do you measure John Wall when he literally playing with nothing but second unit guys? Moses Brown not spacing the flow. Terrence Mann not spacing the flow. Amir Coffey not the greatest of shooters. So how do you measure John Wall and say he's been bad, creating that kind of production of 5 assists, 12 points, whatever it is? That's kind of crazy with dudes like that on the court, man. That's who you spend most of your time with.
I guarantee y'all this. And I'm telling you right now. If John Wall's still on the team when it come playoff time, let him not hit them shots. Yeah, it's gonna be at the end of the
Hey
bench like
man, it
Rondo
ain't
was.
about
Bro,
who's
he
right.
don't have to.
Hold on.
Okay, yo, Africa, the
Watch,
fact that you
watch,
read
watch
that
what I
all,
say.
bro.
Watch
Yo,
what I
Africa,
say.
the fact that you read
Watch
that
what I
all,
say.
bro, makes it
Hey,
even.
Hearn. Hey, Hearn.
Yo,
Hey, Hearn. Remember I told you, Hearn. I ain't gonna say nothing.
that's fine,
Remember I
show.
told you.
That's
Hey
fine.
man, it's all good.
you
You've been
been
Yo,
right
yo,
wrong.
Hey,
sometimes.
Hearn.
that's
You've been
fine, bro.
wrong other
Hey,
times. Come on,
BJ.
man.
Hey, BJ
Come
think I'm
on, man.
fooled out here. You think I'm stupid?
No, ain't nobody think you
Pussy.
stupid. I just know. I know what I know, bro. I ain't
Hey,
say. I ain't say
BJ.
nothing about you. I
I'm
know what
not
I know.
questioning you. I'm not questioning nothing about you, BJ. I know what I know. And I know that nigga
Okay, then
ain't. I
you
know
you
that nigga.
you
They won't.
you
I know
keep
that
it.
nigga.
I
You
know. So I'm gonna say that I know both of y'all. I know you and BJ do got people in that organization that y'all can get
I
shook
know one
upon
thing.
from.
I want you to don't talk to a player because they ain't gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Talk to one of
Nah,
them
but
niggas.
BJ like
Talk.
talk to trainers and all that type of
You
shit.
what's
know,
up,
don't
bro?
talk
I
to me
know.
or me.
I'm
Talk to
from
them
Cali,
niggas.
bro.
Talk to them
Oh,
niggas that be at them other games. Talk to them niggas. They be scouting. Talk to them. They gonna tell you. They gonna
bro,
tell you.
I know the dog. I know the player development coach personally. I know the scout personally. Like I'm not. I don't even say their names. I'm talking based off my knowledge of the game as a player.
Well,
I'm
ask
talking to you
them
as.
why is
Go
he
ahead.
on trade discussion? Why is that? Cause look, hold on. If I'm Cap, I said that and told y'all they looking at Jakob Pertl. I said and told them Hornstein. I mentioned all
Yeah,
that.
you said
How
that
did
a
I know
while
that?
ago. You said
How did
that a
I know
while
that?
ago.
How did I know they were looking at
Okay,
Mike Conley?
why don't you explain to us why is John Wall on trade talk show?
He don't
You
fit.
bring. But okay, but if Young Africa saying what he's saying is true, and he's only played 5 minutes with that starting group, what are we saying he don't fit?
BJ, I'm gonna ask you a question, BJ. I'm gonna ask you a question. It's simple. It's forget what I'm saying. What is that Clipper saying? Why is he on the trade discussion? If everything you're saying is so true, why is he on the trade discussion?
Bro, I'm asking you. You said it. I'm not going by.
No,
It's
never
me
mind
and
me,
you
because I
talking.
don't
It's
write the
me and you.
BJ. Listen, BJ, I don't write the checks, homie. I don't have nothing going on with the Clippers. Why is they got him on the trade discussion, BJ? Why?
Cool. Let him
The
go then.
Clippers.
Cool. Let him go then. But I'm telling you, if you telling me that's what it is, then he don't fit. And I'm looking at the Young Africa, what he just mentioned. He's only played 5 minutes for that starting lineup. It don't make sense. It's not enough, big enough sample size.
Okay, BJ. Why is you okay? I'm gonna ask you a question. Go ask them. Why is he on the trade discussion, BJ? That's all I'm saying.
Bro,
Nah, the point though, Tom,
I've
stop
been
swerving, bro. You saying that he should go too? That's the issue, man. And you
Hey,
ain't
exactly.
even trying
BJ,
to
see,
talk about the
BJ,
Clippers
BJ. Hey,
organization, bro.
hold on, young Erica. You know what, young Erica? I'm gonna need you to fall back because I got you on tape saying you complain about how John Wall and stuff is gonna be too much. So don't even do that. Don't switch up now.
What are you talking about, man? Huh?
Because you did say, "Oh, I told you so." John Wall, he's not gonna be able to hit perimeter shots. This, that, and the third. I got you on camera. I
That's
got you on
true.
tape.
That's true. But I feel
But
like
Yeah,
his
don't
he
switch
value.
up.
will.
Don't switch
The
up.
I've been
one thing I
saying
Yeah,
that.
will say. Hold on. One
yeah,
thing
What
I
are
don't
you
will
switch
talking
say.
up.
about, man?
Hold on. Let me
Hey, there
let
you
me
go,
also,
Rico's over here. What are you talking about, show?
let me say this. Yes, he did say that at the
I'm
beginning of the
Yeah,
just
year,
he
but
saying.
then
said
he
it.
started. But he has been giving Wall
I ain't
credit.
no liar. So there's one thing
She didn't
about
say
me.
no. I'm not saying you a
LQB
liar.
been a liar.
I'm
I don't make
saying
shit up. I don't have
I
to.
didn't
I'm
say you a
telling you
liar.
what we watching, what I'm watching, and I'm pretty sure they're seeing the same thing. They know the Clippers' success revolves around spacing, defense, rebound, and take care of the ball around Kawhi and Paul George. If you're not being efficient, you're not gonna be able to fit. He's not being efficient, even in them games we were watching, and he's
So why are
playing
you so
not
heavy
one.
on Reggie then? Because Reggie ain't
Because
been
Reggie,
efficient.
see, one thing about Reggie though, Reggie when it's time, Reggie actually shows up. So he earned his stripes.
With the
Without
clip,
Reggie
bro.
Jackson,
With the Clippers.
we don't get to the Western Conference Finals without him. He
Okay,
came
but
up
that's
big
two
time for
years
them.
ago.
He still so hold on. You telling me he don't get the benefit of doubt over John Wall?
Bro, he's not a better
What have John
player.
Wall done the last 2 years? He haven't been playing.
Bro, he's a better player.
Who
He's been
cares?
a
It's
better
not about who's
player.
better player. Rondo's the better player. Why he didn't play on range on
Bro,
Reggie?
again, what John Wall, it's not even a discussion. He's not even on the same ballpark. John Wall was brought to this team to be a part of the big three. He was not part of this team to be no role player.
Why was Rondo? Okay, who's a better player? Was it Rondo or was it Reggie Jackson? Then
It was as far as what he can bring.
answer the question.
Okay, Reggie Jackson At first, they gave Reggie Jackson, they gave Rondo more of the opportunity to start. They
Answer my
actually
question,
gave
BJ. You
Reggie
didn't answer my
Jackson
question.
became Reggie
BJ, answer
Jackson.
the question, BJ.
I'm
Who's
answering
the
if you
better
let me
player?
talk.
You not.
If
You
you
deflecting.
no,
Answer the question.
bro, I can explain how I want to explain it. Just because I don't explain how
Answer
you
the
want me to
question.
do it,
Who's
I'm
the
trying to
better
bring it.
player? Rajon Rondo or Reggie Jackson when we first got him?
Bro, when we first got him, it was Rajon Rondo. That was the better player. But the difference between Rajon Rondo and John Wall is they actually allowed him to be the starter. They actually gave him the opportunity to start throughout that season.
Rajon Rondo ain't start.
In the season, yes, he did. There were games he did start.
When he started.
Bro, he started
remember
a
him
handful of those games. He did not come in off the bench. He started a handful of those games in the
pull it
season
up. I
time.
don't remember him starting.
Bro, I do specifically. I do specifically.
BJ, I'm gonna need you to do me a favor. Pull it up so you can edge. Because if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Pull it up and see if
I don't know how to pull it up. If you want me, what you spread on how many games he started? Let me
what
see.
games he started? I don't remember. I could be
Rajon
wrong.
Rondo started in 2021 playoffs or 21 season. Because he came onto that team to specifically be the quarterback of that team.
What games did he start, BJ?
Hold on. I know he started a handful of those games.
Okay.
Let me see. I can't find it. I can't find it.
BJ, he only started one game, BJ.
Hold on.
Come on, BJ.
Did he start one game? Oh, he played only 18 games. He only played 18 games.
He only started one.
He started one game and he played 18. Yep. You're right. You're right. So Reggie Jackson came onto that team, was a better fit towards the end of the season, but coming around, they put Rajon Rondo as the better player. But John Wall's a better player than Rajon Rondo, though. He's a better player.
BJ,
he does
I'm
more.
Not fighting on that, BJ. Hey, BJ, I'm not fighting on that, homie. But listen what Tyronn Lue saying. He's not basing his lineups off who's the better player. He said fit. You don't remember him saying it in media day? And training camp?
But yeah, I get that. But even with the fit show, he's been better than Reggie. He's been better for the team, and he hasn't even got in the same positions as Reggie has. He hasn't got a chance to play with the starters. He hasn't got a chance to. So how can we say that he's a better fit? He hasn't even given them the same level playing field, unless you're going by what your gut feeling is, what you think.
See that? Come in, see here. He kind of agree more with what you saying, but he do see where, Reggie, he values Reggie. So he kind of see your point and my point when I talk to him about it. He sees your point that he ain't have enough time to see what it is, and he also see Reggie value. I'ma just sit back. We'll sit back. If he's still there and he gets an opportunity to play, we'll see. I just, especially at this point, the way we were playing and the rhythm we're in with the shortened rotation and stuff, I'm not finna rush and put him back in the rotation, mess up the continuity. I think that's messing up.
I mean, I just think it's different, man. I've been in these spots, like actually with the team, and I've seen it where a coach can tell you that they'll play a certain game plan, and it's just not like Todd Lue can be wrong. I mean, shit, he's been wrong most of this year. He's been wrong.
I agree, BJ.
But yeah, so I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, like I said, I don't expect them to start John Wall anymore.
Hey, BJ, I want the same thing you want. To be honest with you, let's be honest. We want the same thing. We want this team to smash the gas on everybody. At the end of the day, whatever gonna help us win a championship, I'm with it. If John Wall that killer, I would say I'm wrong because I want to see this team win. That's what I'm about. I'm about this team, bro. I want to see the team win, not just one guy. Like again, I advocate. I wanted John Wall on the team. I was happy, but I didn't like everything I saw. In the beginning, I was pleased with it, but as we got to November, December, and again, a lot of this stuff that can have something to do with the fact he's not playing back to backs. I do understand that part. Now I think that does play a part of it, because when you watch Kawhi, he had to pretty much go do the same thing, you know. But Kawhi Leonard basketball IQ, he got a high basketball IQ, so it's a lot easier for him to work himself back into a form because he's a smart basketball player. He's not gonna overthink and overdo stuff. As far as Wall might the fact that he's the kind of player that he is, yeah, he might do need some more playing time. The question is though, where does the organization mind at?
So let me ask you this question: why is he not playing back to back still?
I have no idea. That whole complaint is they don't want to risk him. The only thing I hear is they don't want to because he missed the whole year. They don't want him to come out there and risk getting an injury because he missed the whole year. That's the only thing.
So
I don't get it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a lot of stuff. The organization. That's why I say you said just what they're telling me. Yeah, they telling me something, but I'm not. I've never been the one just to be like believe what they say. I know organizations can be full of it too. I mean, just because they say something or put something out there, don't make it law. Like Kawhi Leonard should be playing back to back. Ty Lue, what took him so long to play Terrence Mann multiple minutes? Why is he still flirting around Rocco's minutes? So it's a lot of things. Question.
Because when you got Norman Powell, what Terry Mann brings, he brings balance to this team. When he's out there playing defense, he rebounds. Even when he's hitting shot, that's a bonus. You bring Norman Powell
He
off.
do the small things and
he do the small things, right? The other guards don't do what Terrence Mann does, so he brings balance. When you got Norman Powell, you see what he's doing. He getting the ball, he getting straight to it. Luke Kennard for floor space. But what is Reggie Jackson? He's the guy, he's Reggie. But what is John Wall placing his team again? That's too many guards. Too many guys need to get playing time. That's why I'm advocating. I support if they do get rid of him and we get a backup bid. Because these other guys on the team, they got chemistry and continuity with each other.
I think y'all need to get a guy like JaVale McGee because he got the experience. He got the experience, and he could take care of protect the rim, and he gonna get you some points too because he runs the floor well, all that. And he's a high energy guy. And he got, like I said, he got the experience behind him. So you will hope that he get balled out. I think that'd be an easy way for y'all to get.
That's the only way, because Dallas ain't finna just trade him.
Yeah.
They're not trying to help us out, man.
No, I would hope that they buy him out, that he probably say, man, he want to leave, and they'll gracefully let him get bought out. But I think that's the type of big man y'all need. Hartenstein, that'll be a little more work. Because at the end of the day, the Knicks will understand that you guys are in desperate need, so they'll try to fleece y'all to get Hartenstein back. But I know that'll be a move that could be made, but I don't think y'all be willing to get rid of the shit that the Knicks will want in return, though.
We got that trade exception, so whatever center that's gonna fit into that 9.7. If they able to trade it, I mean, I'm not sure, bro. Everything's a top secret right now because it's getting to a point. Everything's a top secret, so you don't really know. You don't know. You just know who's out there on the market.
Well, that's why I say with us. That's why I say with us. It's like with the Clippers. I never know really specifically because it's always something secretive. That's why with this trade talk, like you just hear reports. Really, I mean, if Wall was like this person they just want to get rid of, like they would have already done it right now.
Well, not that simple. Because how much value do he have? I mean, it's not easy to make trades like that. How much value?
For sure, y'all might need to go after that. Y'all might need to go after that Reed kid for Philly though.
Reed? Hell no. Paul Reed? No, bro. Hell no.
No, I mean you can ruin a team can ruin somebody's value too though. If you have a team that's sitting them out and not using them, then you can ruin somebody's value that way too. It's not even about how good you are individually or how much you can help a team. If you just sitting the person out and teams are seeing that, that's a way to ruin somebody's value as well. So when you say how much value you have, well, shit, the team can ruin that for you.
But to be honest with you, BJ, he ruined his own value. If you be honest, you gotta be honest, BJ. I know this
Yeah,
for a fact.
that's tough. That's tough. Cause let
He
me hear
ruined
you
his
with the
own
stats. Cause I'll be
he ruined his own value the way he displayed himself last year. And that's before I got to the club where they were saying that.
What do you
He
do?
wasn't about. He wasn't being a
not
professional.
wanting to come off the bench. Okay, okay.
He wasn't being a professional. They want him to be a professional. And sometimes you do stuff like that, the way he acted, and then he get an interview. He shouldn't have said all that, bro. That's not a good look for John.
Well, look,
Well,
I've been
well,
researching
here's
the
the
numbers,
thing.
right?
Here's a hold on. Let me. I'll let you go, Ivan, and then I'm saying the what happened with Houston, and I was close to that situation. This was what happened. He came to the team. First of all, he came to the team as a professional. If you listen to that interview, he said he came to the team and James Harden wanted to actually leave, talking about goes to young little baby's concert, and he said no, I got to be on good terms. He
I
came
think
in he came in as a professional. He said he doesn't mind coming off the bench, let a person earn it, which is the right attitude to have as a competitor. He mentored Jalen Green and Kevin Porter Jr. on that team. He had good relationships with them. He was a team guy. The team wanted to bring him back. And the second year, they just said come off the bench, and John Wall said let somebody earn it. The coach was even saying he don't deserve to be coming off the bench; he should be a starter. So he came in as a professional. He didn't cause a ruckus. He didn't. He was still showing up to team meetings and practices and stuff like that. He was a professional. And also everything in that interview, you had people say, Jared Dudley say, "I'll never say nothing bad about John Wall." He made sure everybody on the team was good. He took us out to eat. He did stuff for the community. So he's a pretty high character. I'm pretty good at reading stuff like that. He's a high character, loyal dude. But when you feed him bullshit, he's the type of person to call you out. And some people can't take that. Some people got to be politically correct. And my thing is, you're not going to get along with everybody you work with. Like, we've all had people we don't tend to cling on, man. Like, let's not act like you get along with everybody you work with and you ain't said nothing. We've all had situations and run-ins with people at the end of the day.
And look at the numbers, right? So I've been
nah,
looking
he
at the
could have.
numbers, right? I've been
No,
looking at
he
a
could have. He could have sat there.
team high in assists for the
If he would have
Clippers,
sat
right?
there and mentored them guys the whole year, they would have been a better look on it. That's all I'm saying.
Well, he
Yeah,
did. He
okay,
did
all right.
mentor him. He's
End of
Nah,
the
still
but
day, he's in
mentoring
the
him
no, but
Clippers. Y'all
he
trying to win a
decided he
championship.
didn't really
Yeah,
want to he didn't stick around and support the team. That's what I'm saying.
because he can.
yeah,
Well, he tried to. He tried to stick around, but the team didn't want him around. But he said basically, I'm not going to waste my years being here, and I can still play. But he mentored Jalen Green and Kevin Porter. He still has a
He didn't
relationship
want to
with
come,
those
but
guys.
BJ, he didn't want to come off the bench. You feel
yeah.
what
He
I'm
didn't
saying?
want to come up.
No, that's not, bro. Show that's not true. He said
He didn't.
basically,
He
he
did.
said let
He didn't
somebody,
want to come off the bench.
but let somebody earn it. He didn't say. He said don't just give a motherfucker a
No, he
job.
said who I'm coming out the bench behind. He coming out the bench behind KPJ. He didn't want
But
to do it.
show he was the best player on that team. He said if you're gonna give my position away, let somebody earn it. Y'all giving positions off, and I still can contribute at a high level. I was averaging 20 points and six assists on the game with a rebuilding team. You see Houston right now. The team was not
Yeah,
a
they
good
wasn't
team. They
winning.
still suck.
They wasn't winning.
They still suck.
I mean, it wasn't winning with John Wall. I mean, it's not like Chris Paul when he was winning with a rebuilding team. He wasn't winning. He had that kind of impact.
No, he didn't have a team. Chris Paul had
I
James
thought,
Harden.
for example, for a good example, BJ, when you a veteran guy like that and guys looking to develop, you have to come. You have to be there and apply and come off the bench and help whatever
Oh,
you
he
need.
was
You
still
can't
in
come
his
with that
prime,
attitude.
bro. He was only 20.
All right,
John
G.
Wall was only 28. He could still play at a high level. And he said, I don't have an issue coming off the bench. Just let somebody take my spot. But you traded me for Russell Westbrook, bro. You traded me for another all-star. You didn't bring me to come off the bench. You brought me to be your leader on your team.
Oh. Right. Well, they looked at it. I mean, again, BJ,
We'll have to wait, though. We'll have to
you have
wait.
to
Like I
wait.
said, man, I want the Clippers to win the championship. And, I'm
Just
not
as much as
people.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so we just got to wait and see, man. But,
I do. Now, BJ, you can't front the team looking better now. Don't do that.
But it's not off of John Wall. That's the only problem. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna just say this dude is he's looking good, looking better without him.
You
That's
don't
not
need
it.
him.
It's Kawhi playing more, and that's what Ty Lue said in that interview. He says Kawhi and Paul George playing. It's not nothing else. And that's what it should have been the whole year. The fact that those two aren't playing are why our team goes how they go. It's not about everybody else. If they play with whoever, our team's going to be solid.
Okay, BJ.
But hey, y'all got
We'll see
anything else?
today. Hope we get the win today.
We better. But yeah, man, I'm about to hit off here though, brothers. Y'all got anything else left?
Nah, it was good. Good talking to you, bro. Good show, bro.
All right, love.
No wrong agree and disagree, man. No wrong with that.
Yeah, man, for sure, man. Definitely respect to you, man.
Yeah, man, for sure. Yeah, I'll holler at y'all later, man.
Holla. All right, y'all, man. I gotta get up out of here, man. But definitely respect and love to y'all, man. To the next time, respect. Say pull up, see, pull up, chat, pull live. Peace. I like swim. Wow.